Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Whether your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, sausage, egg, and cheese value meals are back.
Right now, get a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small premium roast coffee. Price of participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
PetSmart makes online shopping easy, right from your phone. But pets don't live on their phones. That's why we have a place to touch grass, sniff out new toys, get a fresh cut, and celebrate their birthday. We call it Store. From URL to IRL, PetSmart does it all. Shop in store or online at PetSmart.com. PetSmart, anything for pets.
Thinking of starting or continuing a 4-year college degree? Looking for a flexible class schedule and affordability? If so, then North Country Community College's transfer-ready Associate of Arts and Science degrees are for you. Choose from business, early childhood education, English, healthcare, math, science, psychology, and more within the humanities and social sciences. Whatever you decide, we'll support you and help when it's time to transfer. Reach higher and own your future at nccc.edu/transfer.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
Right now, get a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small premium roast coffee. Price of participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
Yes, JCPenney has thousands of back-to-school items under $10. And when you join JCPenney Rewards Access today, you can get a $10 cash pass too. Learn more at jcp.com/rewards. Yes, JCPenney. Exclusions apply.
Need a getaway? Hotels.com has the expert hookup on last-minute deals. Members save 20% or more, so you can score a trip that's big on vibes but light on the wallet. Don't just dream it. Check in. Book now on the Hotels.com app.
What's Spectrum Internet? It's the most reliable internet to stream, game, and browse the way you want. It's also security to keep your whole family safe online. And it's adding the power of Wi-Fi 7 to your home, so you're ready for today and tomorrow. That's fast, secure, and future-ready internet for your family. So what's Spectrum Internet? It's everything you want it to be. Switch today at Spectrum.com. Services not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
Don't miss your chance to reach higher. Apply and register now for the fall semester at North Country Community College. Take advantage of North Country's new scholarship programs for the upcoming year, along with flexible on-campus, online, and hybrid learning options. Get a quality education without a steep price, so you can start your career or transfer without debt holding you back. Visit nccc.edu/fall or call 888-TRY-NCCC.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
Right now, get a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small premium roast coffee. Price of participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
They could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you finally get to do what you want to do, but you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mamadou Bojang of Axiom Value Wealth Management every Sunday morning at 5 for Retire Now DMV. Learn how to navigate your retirement years. Results may vary based on market conditions and individual circumstances. Tune in Sunday mornings at 5 a.m. for Retire Now DMV with Mamadou Bojang of Axiom Value Wealth Management. Advisory services offered through Axiom Value Wealth Management, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Insurance services offered through Axiom Value, LLC.
Yes, JCPenney is helping you stretch your budget with our back-to-school price lock. Now through August 27th, we have locked-in low prices on kids' essentials. We're talking $6 tees, shorts, and leggings, $8 character tees and Izod uniform polos, $14 jeans and casual shoes. And don't forget your teens. Get $25 Arizona jeans and fleece tops and bottoms, too. No coupon needed. Don't miss it. Yes, JCPenney. While supplies last, exclusions apply.
Attention men,
It's time to make the bedroom the best room in the house. True Vitality Medical Center eliminates erectile dysfunction and PE for thousands of men, even when Viagra and Cialis have failed. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
True Vitality Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Age doesn't matter. Medical history doesn't matter. 98% of patients experience instant results right in the office.
In just one visit, True Vitality Medical Center has men lasting longer, performing better, and enjoying the best sex of their lives. Right now, your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone check free. Call 703-637-1222. 703-637-1222. To end your frustration in the bedroom, call now. 703-637-1222.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
Right now, get a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small premium roast coffee. Price of participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
Is your patio, sidewalk, or driveway cracked or uneven? Have you tripped or fallen as a result? If you're worried about the liability of an uneven surface on your property, American Construction Specialties can quickly help. Don't pay the high cost to tear out and replace your sidewalk, patio, driveway, or pool deck. American Construction Specialties has an economic solution which can raise and stabilize your existing concrete at a fraction of the cost of full replacement. They're environmentally friendly structural foam. With structural foam lifting, there's no heavy equipment to cause damage to your property and no loud noises from jackhammering. Best of all, most repairs can be completed in just one day. Have your entire patio, sidewalk, or driveway safe and level again. No job is too big or small. Call American Construction Specialties now for your free estimate at 240-665-5665. That's 240-665-5665. Again, 240-665-5665. Licensed in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia, MHIC 140530.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station.
Making sense of the news.
News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 6. I'm Heather Curtis. The president touting improved safety in D.C. since last year's federal takeover. He was asked again about the city's likely new mayor, Democratic Socialist and current council member Janice Lewis-George.
I guess she's a communist based on what she says, but I have not met her yet. I look forward to meeting her.
In the past, he said he would consider a federal takeover of the city if she was elected.
Well, I'm allowed to do that.
And he says that when asked today,
I am hoping that we can work together, as every mayor of the district has had to work with any president.
That's Lewis-George in June. She said that she would work with him for everything in the people's best interest, but would not cave. President Trump's latest tariffs on more than 60 trading partners are facing a fresh legal challenge from more than 24 Democratic-led states, including Maryland and Virginia.
The states filed the lawsuit at the U.S. Court of International Trade in New York, arguing the tariffs exceed President Trump's legal authority to impose taxes. A group of small businesses also filed suit to block the tariffs last month. The administration announced sweeping tariffs on July 24th, accusing the EU and other trading partners of not doing enough to stop the flow of goods made with forced labor. Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Michigan records the first 2 confirmed deaths from the cyclospora outbreak. The Michigan Department of Health and Human Services says that both people had underlying health conditions that may have been impacted by the intestinal illness and dehydration. Federal officials have identified iceberg lettuce from Mexico served at Taco Bell restaurants in 5 states as a source for the widespread outbreak. Following recent tragedies on the Potomac near Great Falls, another warning from officials.
Looks very peaceful. It's quiet. It looks very calm on the surface, but I assure you that the currents are very swift and dangerous.
Montgomery County Fire and Rescue Chief Spokesperson Pete Pieringer tells 7 News.
So we have had a number of drownings this year. What we're trying to do is raise some awareness there that it's nothing new, but swimming is prohibited. No swimming here in this area.
Just last week, search crews recovered the body of a 25-year-old. Officials once again appealing to the public to heed the posted signage at any waterway. Scott Lynn on WMAL and WMAL.com.
Maryland Democrats kicked off a 3-day special session today. Senate President Bill Ferguson says it has one purpose:
the passage of an amendment to Maryland's Constitution to clarify the rules of congressional redistricting. This is not about a new map or changing lines. We are giving Marylanders a voice in the future of their democracy.
Senate Minority Leader Steve Hershey.
We're here to fight this. We're here to make noise. We're here to make this as uncomfortable as possible for the Democrat supermajority to push through something as partisan as this issue is.
The proposed amendment would have to go before voters for their approval before lawmakers would begin considering new district lines. Traffic and weather next.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
Right now, get a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small premium roast coffee. Pricing participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
Right now, get a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small premium roast coffee. Pricing participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
WMAL traffic from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Traffic still heavy on the inner loop headed from the Dulles Toll Road towards the 270 spur, but the earlier accident on the inner loop of the Beltway after New Hampshire Avenue has now been moved over to the right shoulder. But traffic is still slow from Georgia Avenue and more delays on the inner loop headed in towards Lander, with just brief delays there. Now on the outer loop, you will still find some slowing traffic from Van Dorn Street to the Bilson Bridge. And now disabled reported on the outer loop at Georgia Avenue, blocking the right lane, and traffic is very heavy from New Hampshire Avenue. Now from GarageRepair.com, here's the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Tonight, mostly cloudy with highs in the 70s. Tomorrow, cloudy, then gradually becoming mostly sunny with highs around 87. Right now, 86 in Washington. I'm Heather Curtis on WMAL.
On 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Mark Levin.
Somewhere under the brick and steel of a nondescript building, we've once again made contact with our leader, Mark Levin.
Levin here. Our number 877-381-3811. 877-381-3811. You know, folks, one of the things I find particularly annoying is the unwillingness of numerous national political figures to talk about the Islamist threat that we face here in our country. and it is significant, and it is growing in one community after another, in one state after another. It's not just blue states now, it's red states as well. And I only raise this, I don't talk about Buddhists and Hindus or Christians or Jews that this is occurring, because Islamism, the radical jihadist version of Islamism, is altogether different. You should listen to what they preach. You should listen to what they write. It's not Mark making this stuff up. The evidence is swirling around all of us. They're building these massive mosques in communities. And these communities are heavily segregated. I call them fortresses. And if you're Christian, God forbid Jewish, but if you're Christian in these communities and you have a different take on events, you want to show your symbols and so forth and so on, they're going to beat you to a pulp. Did you see that over the weekend, Mr. Producer? It's all over the internet. Then you have these Islamists from Morocco who pour into this community in Spain. And what are they doing? They pour into this community in Spain. They're brutalizing the people there. They've murdered several people. That's on the internet too. They've broken into homes. They've broken into businesses. And it's these left-wing governments all over Europe that allows this to occur over and over and over again. I don't believe there's another example in history where so-called representative governments, or any governments for that matter, have destroyed their own culture, their own societies, their own populations in a manner like this. But it's happening here, and it's happening now, and it's happening very quickly, and it is spreading very fast. I had Ron DeSantis on my program Sunday. He was superb. He made a great point. He made this point without any suggestion from me, without any prodding from me. He said, I tell people that our national security threat, our greatest military threat is communist China, but our greatest cultural threat is Islamism. And he's right. And by the way, he would make a great president. A great president. I feel my man Ted would make a great president too. I'm not picking presidents right now, but I just thought what he said was very important. And look, he's a governor. He's running, the third most populous state in the nation. There's California. They ran it into the ground. There's Texas. And have some grave concerns about what's going on there with the Islamists. And then there's Florida. We have some Islamist problems there too, but not the extent to which you have in Texas. But I will tell you, as a resident of Florida, that this guy's unbelievable. He's just unbelievable. Now, that aside, momentarily at least, when we have officials in our government talking about the communists and the DSA, I think that's very important. The Democratic Socialists of America, the communists, they're all America haters, they're all Jew haters, they're all Christian haters, and they all, of course, embrace their Islamist comrades. But they don't talk about Islamism. I find that on television too, these Sunday shows, they don't talk about Islamism. I find it on most cable shows. They don't talk about Islamism. They don't talk about what's going on. Why? Why? Is there some order to ignore it? I talk about everything I want to talk about without any order to ignore any. But it's very bizarre, and it is a very serious matter. And to not talk about both, because they have congealed, if you will, together. They have They have fused together, as I've been saying now for quite some time. That is, the Marxists and the Islamists. To not explain it and talk about them hand in glove is to not accurately point out the growing enemy within. And I'm troubled by this a lot. And honestly, I don't know what we're doing about it. I don't know what our ruling class is doing about preventing these Islamists from coming to the country. They're still coming here legally, apparently, since nobody is said to be coming in here illegally. And are we going through to make sure that they're all here legally? Are we going through to make sure that the ones that literally put out videos, or people have videos they put out of them in these mosques and elsewhere, that they have a citizenship here that we cannot withdraw or reverse? Is there some office that's looking into this to try and make sure that we're doing everything humanly possible to put an end to this? Is Congress passing any laws about this? I don't see any. See, we don't need representatives and senators to tell us what we already know. We need them to do something. You see what I mean, Mr. Producer? We already know. They're not podcasters. That would be bad enough. They're not so-called influencers. That would be doubly bad enough. They're not opinion givers, although they give their opinions, and that's important. But they're literally lawmakers. Lawmakers. I'm just not seeing enough action in this, and it concerns me a lot. At the local level, these zoning boards, typically they're appointed by the local city council, town council, board of supervisors, whatever you have. And typically developers are on there, or somebody else is on there, or whoever's on there. These boards need to be filled with patriotic Americans, conservatives, who say, no, we're not going to do this. And I don't want to hear about freedom of religion. This has nothing to do about freedom of religion. In fact, if you want to make the case, we're defending freedom of religion because there's an intolerance among the Islamists for religious diversity in this society. You know, it's interesting. My wife, Julie, at about a 45, no, longer than that, actually, videotape of, well, anyway, it was a videotape of a great rabbi. And I should play it for you, actually, without talking about it, but I'll just hit it quickly. And he said, you look at the three Abrahamic religions, Judaism, then Christianity, then Islam. Judaism and Christianity do not require you to believe in God, pray to God through their religions. They understand that there are people who worship God through other faiths, and that you can worship God through other faiths, even though there are disagreements among the faiths, obviously. Not Islam. Islam insists through Muhammad and the various writings that the only way that you can pray to God, that's tolerated, the only way that you can worship God is through Islam. I thought, number one, that is brilliant. And number two, that is frightening. It puts a fine point on it. And so Islam is a very, very intolerant and violent faith. those who haven't gone through the Reformation process and so forth, like our friend Zudi Jasser, but he, more than anyone else, points to it, as do others, and says these are the fundamentalists. These are the people who they call it political Islam, which it is, but Islam, by its very nature, is political. Christianity is not. Judaism is not. Hinduism is not. Buddhism is not, and so forth and so on. But it is the only of the three Abrahamic faiths, the only one, that says the only way to pray to God, the only way to worship God, the only way to acknowledge God is through Islam. Judaism doesn't say that about Judaism. Christianity doesn't say that about Christianity. In fact, we talk about Judeo-Christian belief systems, don't we? That is the core of the issue right there. That's the core of it. That's the core of it. Rabbi Sachs, who unfortunately passed away a few years back, was basically the chief Orthodox rabbi of Great Britain. He was number one scholar probably in the world among Jews, I would argue, not just Orthodox Jews, but Jews, period. He was a brilliant, brilliant man. I'll be right back.
Mark Lopin. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
On the Baltimore-Washington Parkway northbound between Greenbelt Road and 197, and DC 295 is still northbound between the 11th Street Bridge and East Capitol Street. Southbound is heavy from Benning Road towards East Capitol Street. On the George Washington Parkway, traffic is heavy northbound between Turkey Run and the Beltway, and still slow go on the inner loop of the Beltway from the Dulles Toll Road towards the Spur, and again from 355 to New Hampshire Avenue, and the outer loop is heavy from Telegraph Road to the Wilson Bridge. Still crash activity in Fairfax on Route 50 at Rugby Road, and in Bowie there is a disabled vehicle on eastbound 50 at Collington Road. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, use the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Tonight, mostly cloudy with lows around 70. Tomorrow, cloudy, then gradually becoming mostly sunny. Highs around 87.
New customer, new market, new country. You're a growing business, but growth can bring complexity in the form of new sales tax requirements, more registrations, more filings, more deadlines. Now there's Numeral, the done-for-you sales tax solution that handles all the time-consuming details associated with sales tax, from registrations and filings to rates and remittance. Visit Numeral.com now to connect with a sales tax expert and get a free tax analysis. Numeral.com.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
Right now, get a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small premium roast coffee. Price and participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
Right now, get a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small premium roast coffee. Price and participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
I am Winter Troxel. We're going to make one of the most difficult financial transitions of your lifetime easy. As we work through the challenges retirees face and how to overcome them, we have one simple goal for the show: live your best life and sleep peacefully every night. Give my team a call, 301-850-0683, and join us this weekend on WMAL.
Investment advisory services are provided by Apollon Wealth Management, LLC, an investment advisor registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission. Insurance and annuities offered through MFG Insurance Services, Inc. and its associated insurance licensed agents.
How long you been sitting there?
How about 10 minutes?
Just test results.
I just noticed you.
What have you been doing? Sleeping?
And lab tests are easy.
No, I just rolled a joint.
Oh, that explains it. What's going on, man?
And what to do next.
At Princeton Longevity Center, we go beyond testing to deliver clarity,
You good?
strategy, and physician-led care designed to help protect and extend your life.
Hello?
Patients work directly with board
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Hold on a second.
Longevity medicine, not algorithms, not generic reports.
But real doctors who understand your history, your risks, and your goals.
Turn this
Yes,
down.
use advanced imaging and comprehensive diagnostics.
But what truly matters is
I came to see how you doing, man.
Results.
Oh, I'm doing fine.
Good, good, okay. All right, good.
Me.
You were in a bad mood yesterday. I don't know what happened.
No, it's pretty disgusting what you did.
How is that disgusting? Explain it.
The way he talks about other people, he brings up Wolfie's kids, calls her fucking.
How is he different from anyone else?
So what is it? Are they fucking friends or are they not friends? When you send mixed messages like that, Gotti, to a man like me, you know what you're gonna get. Okay.
But Billy,
now hold on. Let's excuse that. What about him making light of the people who died on September 11th? Does that bother you? What that fucking idiot does?
Of course it bothers. Of
You're
course
sitting
it
there
does.
applauding him making fucking phone calls and shit. Come on, Gotti.
It was funny when he called Patrick. It was kind of funny.
Well, I missed that. I didn't.
Yeah, you missed the fun stuff.
I missed that.
Oh, Billy, of course. I don't like it when he talks about
They
9/11.
$11,
Obviously,
short on that. For you to go,
obviously.
that just emboldened him up there, and then
Why get mad? Why get mad about
What do
it?
you
That's
mean?
what I'm
Why
saying.
get?
Why get
What
mad?
do you mean? Why get mad?
There's no reason to get mad about it.
Because you would get mad.
I
You came
wouldn't.
in here mad at me because I said something about you.
I never got mad at you over going to fucking Wiggins and licking his fucking ass every fucking time. I never got mad at that.
I never licked Wiggins' ass, and you know that's a fucking lie.
You used to, dude.
I never used to. I did that because we're all trolling, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, exactly. So how is this?
All of his subscribers are me.
How is this any different?
All them fucking clones I made, I subscribed to him every single fucking time when I did that.
Oh, how is it different when I do it then?
What do you mean? How is it different?
Yeah, how?
That fucking idiot over there in England attacking me.
So what? So you don't think I'm doing the same thing you're doing?
You think that's funny? Him making phone calls to?
So I'm doing the same thing you're doing.
You think making prank phone calls to somebody like that is funny, Gotti?
I think it's funny. Do one right now. Do one right now.
Come on, Gotti.
Call somebody. I know you got some phone
I
numbers.
blocked
Call
that
somebody.
Patrick New York. That motherfucker wants to suck my dick.
Call Wiggin right now. Call Wiggin right now. I'll prank him right
I
now.
don't need to call Wiggin. I did call Wiggin. I ain't calling that fucking idiot.
I'll talk. I'll do all the talking. It'll be funny. It'll be content. Content.
Alpesh Patel, I'd like to grab that motherfucker right by the wrist and just twist them.
Billy, what I'm saying is there's no need to have somebody get you this riled up for no reason.
It didn't get me riled up. It made you look bad doing what you did.
No, you think I look bad doing what I did. I did what I did because
I'm not saying I'm speaking for other people, but to me, what you did up there on his panel is fucking wrong.
So this is going down in my permanent record then. My military service, I have a blemish on my military record now, is what you're saying. 3 fucking years, Billy.
Do I really know you that? Do I really
3 years in fucking Vietnam, Billy. 3 years in Vietnam. I didn't have one fucking blemish.
No, do I really know you that well?
3 years in fucking Nam. You're telling me I got a blemish on my record?
I really know you that well.
Yeah. I think by now.
Advantage of my good nature.
I think by now you should fucking know me by now.
I am a very good-natured man.
6 fucking years you've known me.
Yeah, well, nobody gave me the hardest time over JC than you did.
That's not true.
Yeah, it is.
JC yourself gave you a harder time than me.
Well, I might have to agree with you there.
Why? Because one time I posted a link to another channel. I told everybody to go there, and you went there. You saw everybody over there.
Oh, that was funny. And I had me believe that was really you. I fucking checked.
I'm from New Zealand. Yeah,
if it was a bad link or whatever.
It was great. The way you hyped that up to everybody, like everybody, look, Gotti's over here. This is Gotti. This is Gotti.
All right, JC got madder than a fucker on that.
I know. It made it even better. Oh shit! She bought the guy a cup of coffee or something.
Yeah. What Alpesh does is it fun for people.
Well, you know, he does what he does. I do what I do.
It rubs me the wrong way. I mean, I could leave.
That's what Patrick New York they want. Do they want me to leave YouTube, quit streaming completely?
If you leave YouTube, they're not going to tease you anymore. That's what they want to do. They want to tease you. That's what makes it fun.
I won't be able to be a fly on the wall, but then fuckers will just keep right on. I'm not even. They think I'm watching chat all the time.
They'll pick on somebody else.
Well, they do it anyways.
Yeah, so they don't care.
I mean, I took the attention off of Mary Burney the last couple of days.
I don't know. What's the update on Mary? Anything new? Nothing, huh?
Oh, I wish I knew.
She can't stay in jail forever. She's gonna have a trial and all this shit.
It'd be good to hear from her, you know.
They have to process her.
I believe it, but it's an awful thing. Monica calling her fucking neighbor trying to get information and shit.
She got the whole video. She got the whole fucking video.
You know,
Monica,
and I hear all this time, they're just fucking ignorant motherfuckers. The fuck is wrong with that?
Nothing's
What
changed.
the fuck is wrong with you, you fat fucking slob? They
Nothing's
call me
changed.
fat. You see where Bud Noble's clipping my fucking stream. He's lucky I don't report him. That's not fat, Bud Noble, you fucking ferret face motherfucker.
He's calling you fat? He's 5'2", like 250 pounds. This fucking kid.
Look at him. He looks like something that's crawling on the fucking plant out here in the morning.
He looks like the Blob Jr. Just a fucking blob, a pedo blob.
Fucking
Bud Noble, the pedo blob. Didn't we see him on an episode of To Catch a Predator? Wasn't he the guy that brought the Doritos and the condoms and the duct tape? And he said, I gotta go. My mom's waiting.
He does. He looks like, if he's not Dougie's twin brother, he looks
Have a seat. Have a seat, Bud. So why did you talk to that 14-year-old girl, Bud? Told her that you want to watch movies with her, maybe a little something extra.
Did that really happen?
Did you find that appropriate, Bud?
I mean, a young woman walked in here with her parents' permission, of course, but she was old enough, pretty young, right? And then they got all upset because you think the cops are going to say anything to a fucking 17-year-old around here smoking pot?
I don't know, man. I don't know. The whole thing was, I wasn't here for that whole story.
You know, nothing happened. Even Rusty, come on. I wish I had that clip. She stood up for me on that. That didn't happen. And that was on Wiggins' panel when I did that.
Billy, you're many things, but I don't think you're a child molester, okay?
That's all they can play. That, dismiss me. Oh, just a potato peeler.
Let me go on record, everyone, that I don't think Billy Hayden is a child molester. Now, Bud Noble, on the other hand.
Alpesh begging for my phone number.
Chomo. All right, this is getting dark. Billy, I got to go. I just want to make sure everything was good between us. I don't want any bad blood, all right? You're a fellow veteran. I respect your fucking opinion. I understand you didn't like it, but, we can't like everything we see online. We just move forward and fucking just,
That motherfucker can't leave that apartment. He lives in a single room occupancy. He's under the government's thumb. They got him there to keep him off the street because he's a menace. And he's probably, I don't know where his mother gets the money from.
There's a lot of menaces in this world.
I got me some good drugs and
give me an LD seizure before I go.
Fuck that LD, fucking dummy. I got a vasectomy. You want to fuck?
Vasectomy. This is opening line, yeah. Hey, honey, hey, guess what? I got a vasectomy.
I was watching Yummy up there when I was in the chat, fucking with Alpesh. She didn't look very happy.
She gained some weight, huh? She got a little pudgy there.
That's why I call her Pygmy.
Like a big black balloon.
Yeah, she's fucking. She's
not. I gotta go. I got food waiting for me. I'll talk to you later.
You know where I stand on that fucking Alpesh?
Yes.
He wouldn't be. He couldn't take a punch.
I'm gonna put that in the box. I'm gonna take that under advisement.
I'd like to smash his face.
All right, Billy. I'll see you.
I'm gonna sit here and smoke my joint.
Complete with hash browns and a small premium roast coffee. Pricing may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
I'm a Yankee Doodle dandy, Yankee Doodle am I. Oh, Popeye, Alabama, and the 40 Thieves. That's a great cartoon. Them people from the 19 teens, 20s, and 30s had great imaginations.
Drug-free non-surgical treatment program designed to improve circulation, calm damaged nerves, and help restore sensation and balance. And for a limited time, the first 25 WMAL callers will receive complimentary nerve, sensory, and thermal imaging screening. The first step is a brief phone consultation. With
I put some old bananas out there to see if them woodchucks will eat them.
Call 703-637-1000. 703-637-1000. Again, 703-637-1000.
It's Vince for Valor Roofing. Did you know that Valor offers discounts to everyone, not just veterans and first responders? It's true. This month, all homeowners can get 50% off materials and no interest financing until 2028. And here's something a lot of homeowners don't know. If a member of your family serves in our military, you might qualify for Valor's Salute to Service program. At Valor, they're proud to support those who serve and the families who stand behind them. As a member of the board for Operation Raise the Roof, I want to thank the Valor team for providing Carol Callahan of Woodbridge, Virginia, widow of Deputy Lieutenant Colonel Joseph Callahan, with a new free roof. As America celebrates its 250th year, let's remember the heroes who make our freedoms possible. And if you need a new roof, trust Valor to keep you covered with 50% off materials and no interest until 2028. Visit ValorHome.com or call 833-83-VALOR. Tell them Vince sent you.
Trust your home to Valor.
Support our veterans.
833-83-VALOR.
WMAL 381-3811.
Welcome back, America. From me, you'll get the unvarnished truths. And I'll tell you exactly what I think and why I think it. I don't operate in conspiracy theories or bigotry or racism, for that matter. Absolutely don't. Margaret Brennan defaced the nation. She's shocked that Joe Manchin won't support a socialist candidate. But they're not socialists, ladies and gentlemen. They're communists or Marxists, either, depending on what you prefer. Marxist is the more accurate word. Well, let's do this. Here it is. Cut 9. It's so many of these Sunday shows are just terrible. Except mine, of course. Cut 9, go.
Heather, could you ever support a self-described socialist candidate?
No. No way. My God, no.
And even if they have some good ideas?
I support the good ideas, but how could you support some of the crazy stuff they're for? Have you seen their platform? They're for dismantling everything that we know, whether it be the structure of government, Congress itself, or the Senate they want to get rid of. And then they start talking about all the crazy things. No police, no this, no that. Are you crazy? We want a crime-free area. We have to have police for that.
Yeah.
We want a strong defense. We want a strong border. But if Democrats can't say that, and they start lining up with the socialist demands of what you are to be a socialist, energy will be gone. There'll be no energy, okay? We have right now a tremendous amount of energy we're producing, and the world depends more on us than ever before.
Mm-hmm. And I love the way they call themselves democratic socialists. If you're a socialist, you can't be democratic. Socialism in its definitional, mode is the government owning the source of production and property. How's that democratic? And then, of course, you need the heavy hand of a very strong police state, don't you? Every one of these communist regimes, that's what they've got. And yet they will say these things, and they're not challenged in any effective way, ever. Which is why they don't come on this program. I've told you before, I don't talk to other radio hosts and podcasters and this crap. I want to deal with these people who are elected or seek to be elected, or so-called scholars, that sort of thing. And so we have somebody called Malat Kairos. She's Colorado's 1st Congressional District, a Democratic Socialist candidate that is a Marxist. She's on PBS's firing line with Margaret Hoover. Now, it's unfortunate because firing line, when it was William F. Buckley Jr., was really a show I had to watch every single weekend. And I was a teenager. I just couldn't get enough of it. And often the great Tom Sowell was on the program, or you might have Milton Friedman on the program. He had leftists that he debated with too. None other hosts, professors, activists, scholars, that sort of thing. So here she is. First one speaking is Kairos, and she knocked off a very liberal Democrat. I believe this is Denver, the first district. Cut 10, go.
I don't think there's anything more American than subscribing to an economic philosophy that, as the evidence shows, is the only one that's actually capable of delivering things like life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I really can't.
Socialism has proven to deliver on the values of the Declaration of Independence more than capitalism has.
Yeah. When we talk about capitalism, one of the things that folks talk about with capitalism is a theory is that it's responsible for, delivering people out of poverty here in the U.S.
More people out of poverty around the world than any other economic system. Yeah.
Yes, which isn't the entire story. At the same time that a lot of folks were getting delivered out of poverty, there were a lot of social safety programs that were also being created at the same time. A lot of fair labor laws that were being enacted.
Okay, let's stop.
That's the whiteness movement.
We wouldn't have electricity.
Whiteness.
The switch. If it wasn't for capitalism.
That Tiffany Cross and her little friends, all them fuckers over at MSNBC. That woman that was a press secretary for Biden there for a while, the short black chick. What was her name?
The automobile or trucks if it wasn't.
I'm black, I'm an immigrant, and I'm gay.
We wouldn't have the most plentiful variety of food on the face of the earth if it wasn't for capitalism, our farmers, our truckers, our grocery store owners. We wouldn't have the vast majority of the things that we have in what is the most successful and prosperous society mankind has ever established if it wasn't for capitalism. She can talk about all these government programs. But government programs mean nothing. Zero. If you don't have a broad middle class that earns a very good income, certainly compared to the rest of the world, and creates the wealth that can be taxed to create these government programs. Let us not confuse one with the other. I love it when they always talk about, unfettered capitalism. Unfettered capitalism. We don't want unfettered capitalism. We haven't had unfettered capitalism in 125 years. But let us be abundantly clear that it is capitalism that has created the prosperity and wealth in this nation, that has created the vast middle class in this nation, not government. If government could do it, North Korea would be the most prosperous nation on the face of the earth, wouldn't it? Cuba would be one of the most prosperous nations on the face of the earth, wouldn't it? And I can go down the list, couldn't I? The people in Venezuela have been starving and starving and starving some more, but that's turning around because what? Because the communist leader has been captured, is in prison, charged with what he was trying to do to our country, murdered God knows how many people, like his predecessor did. Is there any question that capitalist and open societies are more prosperous or more humane than communist regimes and their police states? There's no question about it, is there? And so they'll talk about, look at this, we have Social Security, we have this, we have that, we have this. Yes, we do. And they bankrupted it. It's going bankrupt in 6 years. They will talk to you about fair labor law. Fair labor laws don't mean a thing if you don't have a job. And the reason you have a job is not because of fair labor laws, it's because of capitalism. Go ahead.
Rights that workers were taking back to make sure that they were not working in unsafe conditions, to make sure that they were earning fair wages. That is not capitalism, right? Unfettered capitalism.
But it is capitalism. Every one of those institutions, every one of those businesses, large, medium, and small, are created by capitalism. And they make quote unquote fair wages, pensions, medical coverage, all possible. All of it. Socialism does not. Because socialism doesn't create anything. Socialism is about the government owning the big chunks of the private sector. Socialism doesn't create prosperity. Where does it create prosperity and how does it do that? How is it even possible for it to do it? Go ahead.
Where the capitalists, the owners of the means of production, are the only ones that are calling the shots. And you are lucky to have
Well, the capitalists aren't the only ones calling the shots. In fact, capitalism is very, very quote unquote democratic. Why? Anybody know? You've heard of the stock market, right? Whether you believe it or not, most of you are in the stock market. Most of your pensions have some relationship to the stock market. Or you can be if you wish to be. You can be if you wish to be. And also, you have the freedom to move around. That's not true in these communist societies. You have a job on an assembly line, you're going to work on that assembly line for 30 years, whether you want to or not. If you want to in America, fine. If you don't, you can do something else. Not so in communist regimes. That's your job, that's your status, that's it. Would you rather work on an assembly line in America or an assembly line in Russia? Would you rather work on an assembly line in America or an assembly line in any communist regime? Of course, in America. You don't have people leaving America to move to communist regimes. You have people trying to escape communist regimes to come to America. That is freedom. That is mobility. They're not coming here for socialism. They're certainly not coming here for communism. They're coming here for freedom and, yes, capitalism. Tell me, how many of these socialist societies, quote unquote, can a poor person get rich? None. Zero. Because you don't have the freedom to do it. Go ahead.
Deal with the conditions. Socialism is about delivering democracy in the workplace. And
Socialism can't deliver democracy in a workplace. How does socialism deliver democracy in a workplace? It doesn't. Go ahead.
The say about the conditions that they're working in, about negotiating for the kind of
conditions that they're working in. Tell me, where are conditions better? In American capitalist businesses or in communist controlled businesses? In Cuba, in North Korea, in Nicaragua, in communist China, or you name it. And by the way, we haven't even gotten to the issue of civil liberties, have we? No. Go ahead.
Fair for the labor that they are contributing to whatever industry it is that they're working in. And I also think that, you know, when folks think of capitalism,
all I know is we have the greatest middle class on the face of the earth, the wealthiest middle class on the face of the earth, the best fed, the best clothed, the best house middle class on the face of the earth, because the middle class, small business people, they're not all union laborers, but we have union laborers, non-union laborers. All kinds of people are in the middle class. Of course, we don't have classes in this country, so you have to play along and discuss this stuff. And really, the opportunity to make something with yourself and to become wealthier, if you wish, is only in a capitalist system. You don't hear all the great stories coming out of communist societies or socialist economies of people starting from the very bottom and getting wealthy, do you? Do you? And where are all the patents? Where are all the inventions coming from? Whether it's medical technology, whether it's drugs, that improve your life or extend your life, where do they come from? They come from socialism and communism, or do they come from capitalism? There's plenty of countries out there, folks, that are communist, plenty of countries out there that are economically socialist, and everybody's free to go join them and have a hell of a good time. But you wouldn't do it, would you? Because you wouldn't have half of what you have. And you wouldn't even get to decide if you get to keep it. I find it interesting that she never mentions, when she talks about these programs that the government has, like I said, that they've destroyed Social Security, they're destroying Medicare, that they're giving Medicaid to illegal aliens, so they're destroying that program. They never talk about the massive debt they're creating, which creates inflation and affects all of your pensions, all of your savings, all of your income. They never talk about that side of big centralized government, do they? Never. They never talk about the hundreds of billions of dollars that are wasted every single year of your hard-earned tax dollars. Every year, $250 billion. $250 billion. They never talk about that. The waste and the graft and the corruption through their redistribution of wealth. It's funny she didn't mention it. It's funny Margaret Hoover didn't either. I'll be right back.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news. No algorithm.
Just be aware of what you listen to, okay?
No echo chamber.
We're going to continue to hold them accountable.
This is the place to speak your mind.
It's idiotic.
Are you for real?
This makes my blood boil.
And make sense of it all.
I have WMAL on all day, every day. The programming, the quality is just fantastic, I think, compared to most radio stations.
Cutting through the noise and making sense of your world together.
It's great to talk to you.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Problems continue in College Park with an accident on the northbound lanes of 95 where all lanes are blocked between the Beltway and 212. So you want to seek alternate routes at this time. BW Parkway just brief delays northbound between Greenbelt Road and 197. Now, there is also crash activity right now on the westbound lanes at 50, the John Hanson Highway after Maryland 197, Collington Road, just before the Enterprise Road overpass. This accident blocks 2 left lanes, so very slow traffic there. And in Brandywine, there was an accident on Crane Highway at Missouri Avenue. On the outer loop between 66 and Arlington Boulevard, the disabled tractor trailer blocks the left lane. Now from GarageRepair.com, here's the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Tonight, mostly cloudy with lows around 70. Tomorrow, cloudy, then gradually becoming mostly sunny. Highs around 87.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
Right now, get a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small premium roast coffee. Price of participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
Right now, get a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small premium roast coffee. Price of participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
Premier hosts on Verbo deliver quality vacation rental stays with fast responses and clear instructions.
Oh, I had a question. Our host replied super quick.
Premier Move.
Wish I had a Premier group chat. They won't even write me back.
Book a top-rated stay with a Premier host. If you know, you Verbo.
Are gas prices getting you down? At Wait Toyota in Watertown, you'll find the next evolution of EVs that are built for the future and redefine what it means to drive electric. With more range and acceleration, more technology and comfort, and intelligent all-wheel drive, you can electrify your everyday. Get 1.99% APR for up to 72 months, plus up to $2,000 in rebates on the 2026 Prius plug-in or all-new CHR this month at Wait Toyota on Route 11 in Watertown. Let's go places.
Here, 53 new all-time highs, an average price up 44% year over year, then pushed past $5,500 an ounce in January. Right now it's pulled back. Many Wall Street analysts are telling clients this is the window before gold pushes back towards new highs. Meanwhile, silver is on track for a sixth year of structural supply deficit, with solar, EVs, electronic, and industrial demand still pulling heavily on the market. And gold's pullback has been fueled by fading Fed rate hopes and massive debt. Not a clear break in gold's bigger 2026 story. Call Monetary Gold right now. Get your complimentary gold and silver guide, the #1 requested guide in America for a quarter of a century, absolutely free. Call Monetary Gold at 877-NOW-GOLD or go to marklovesgold.com. That's 877-NOW-GOLD. Don't wait. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
Making sense of your world.
I can't believe this.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
And I am so with you.
Making sense of the news. WMAL. Making sense of world events. Because those who don't know history are doomed to repeat it. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
We will get to Iran and other things, one thing at a time here. A recent industry survey, Pure Talk, my favorite wireless company, was the only wireless company to receive 5 stars in every category, including coverage and support, value, and data. You deserve 5-star wireless service, and now Pure Talk has an invitation for you. Switch to Pure Talk for just $15 a month for the first 3 months. For a limited time, very limited, any plan, including their top shelf unlimited data plans, just $15 a month for your first 3 months. No contract needed, just an unbelievable low offer to switch to a top-rated company, Pure Talk. Now, you know how you get 5 stars for support? A dedicated U.S. customer
posting
service.
in New York chat.
You know how to get 5 stars for value?
Andy.
You save the average family of 4 over $1,000 a year versus the big 3 wireless companies, AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon. Folks, in my view, they're ripping you off. They really are. Time to move along. There's a better wireless choice out there. And at just $15 a month for your first 3 months on any plan, now's a great time to choose Pure Talk before they stop the offer. Simply dial pound 250, say Mark Levin, and let that U.S. customer service team make your switch easy. Again, dial pound 250 and say Mark Levin. You can keep your phone, you can keep your phone number. This is a patriotic company started by a veteran who cares about veterans. They contribute to veterans, but they also make sure that you're taken care of properly with their top U.S. customer service team and their pricing. There's nothing like it. Dial pound 250 and say Mark Levin. All right. Let us continue here, Mr. Producer. Let's see. More of her, Malak Kiros. By the way, if she's the same one I'm thinking of, and I get confused because they're all kind of flunkies, I think she's like 29, 30. She is a failed lawyer, something of that sort. That's my recollection. If I'm wrong, so be it. Which one is it? Let's go to 11. Go.
Are you a communist?
No, I'm not a communist.
How do you tackle the criticism that some members of the DSA, including half of the DSA leadership, seem to call themselves communists?
And, some members of the Democratic Party are claiming themselves as capitalists, and it's a big tent, right? But again, at the end of the day, it's up to the voters, right? Until
Okay, first of all, right? What is up to the voters? She's asking you what you stand for, not that it's up to the voters. Yeah, she's a commie. She just doesn't want to say it because she's afraid she'll lose her race. Go ahead.
Claimed communist actually wins an election, then it's just noise from the Republican Party. There's no one who's actually winning with that.
Why are they using that rhetoric?
Because I think
here we go with the
Republican
sneezing
Party,
again.
And frankly, the oligarchy that largely stands behind the Republican Party.
They're calling themselves communists, these others, because of the Republican Party and the oligarchy that stands behind the Republican Party. Now, many of you are Republicans, right? Well, what's the oligarchy that stands behind us? Do you even know what the hell they're talking about? Look how they talk about us. We Republicans, we have an oligarchy behind us. Like who? What? What are they talking about? What oligarchy? We don't have a George Soros, do we? No, we don't. An oligarchy behind us. What a fraud, phony, and fool. I'll be right back.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
Right now, get a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small premium roast coffee. Pricing discretion may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
Right now, get a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small premium roast coffee. Pricing discretion may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
Right now, get a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small premium roast coffee. Pricing discretion may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station.
Making sense of the news.
News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 7. I'm Heather Curtis. Maryland lawmakers were back in Annapolis today as the supermajority Democrats lay the groundwork for redistricting.
This is not about a new map. We are giving Marylanders a voice in the future of their democracy.
Senate President Bill Ferguson blames President Trump for starting congressional redistricting wars in Texas, proposing a Maryland constitutional amendment to allow redistricting
and ensure that this constitutional question is put to Marylanders on the November ballot.
Senate Minority Leader Steve Hershey.
We're here to fight this. We're here to make noise. We're here to make this as uncomfortable as possible for the Democrat supermajority to push through something as partisan as this issue is.
Barbara Britt, WMAL and WMAL.com.
A Virginia state senator is appealing to Governor Abigail Spanberger to issue an executive order creating an immediate statewide data center moratorium. Republican Senator Glenn Sturtevant says the projects shouldn't keep getting approved until more rules are in place.
These trillion-dollar big tech industries come into Virginia. They don't have to pay taxes. And then when they need additional generation and these heavy-duty transmission lines, all of that ends up getting paid for by the rest of us.
No word yet on a response from Spanberger, but the director of Virginia Government Affairs for the Data Center Coalition says in a statement to WTKR-TV, moratoriums on data centers send a signal that their area is closed for business. The acting attorney general now appears to have the votes to be confirmed by the Senate after striking a deal to terminate a controversial anti-weaponization fund.
Republicans John Cornyn and Tom Tillis are now signaling support to confirm acting attorney general Todd Blanche later this week. The two were among holdouts demanding written commitments from the Justice Department to end a $1.8 billion weaponization fund created as part of a settlement between President Trump and the IRS. Overnight, Blanche released a document ordering beyond any doubt that there is no fund. The document also limits the scope of an IRS audit shield included in the original settlement. Steve Panther, Fox News.
Maryland and Virginia joined 23 other states suing the Trump administration over its latest round of tariffs imposed on imported goods from more than 80 countries. Maryland Attorney General Anthony Brown says the administration overstepped its legal authority in imposing the double-digit tariffs. The Trump administration says the tariffs are being imposed on countries that haven't done enough to crack down on imports produced by forced labor. There's a community challenge over a Montgomery County law.
The legislation bans people from carrying guns within 100 yards of certain public spaces, including polling places, schools, parks, and houses of worship. Amid rising concerns of anti-Semitism, Silver Spring Rabbi Manasseh Shapiro has filed suit over the law and tells 7 News.
Montgomery County asserts an authority to come into your house of worship and tell you how you are, yes, allowed to defend yourself and not allowed to defend yourself. They wouldn't go in your home to tell you that, and it's embarrassing that they think they can do it your synagogue.
Hired security can have a gun, but Shapiro also notes that not all houses of worship can afford to hire security. Scotland on WMAL and WMAL.com.
Traffic and weather next.
The next time you're at the checkout register, look for the balloon, because a donation to Children's Miracle Network is a donation to your local children's hospital and a child who depends on it. Learn more at cmn.org.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
Right now, get a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small premium roast coffee. Price of participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
Right now, get a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small premium roast coffee. Price of participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
WMAL traffic from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
In College Park, all lanes remain blocked on northbound 95 between the Beltway and 212 due to a serious accident. Bumper-to-bumper traffic there. You may want to consider the BW Parkway as your alternate. Northbound, though, just 3 delays from Greenbelt Road towards 197. In Prince George's County, watch out for the crash on Suitland Road between the Suitland Parkway and Silver Hill Road. And in Bowie, there is still an accident on westbound 50 after Collington Road, Maryland 197, blocking the left lane. That's just before the Enterprise Road overpass. That is causing delays. On the outer loop between 66 and Arlington Boulevard, a disabled tractor-trailer blocks the left lane and delays begin at 123. Now from GarageRepair.com, here's the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
We'll see a few scattered storms possible the rest of the day. After a high of 87, tonight's low about 70 with a mostly cloudy sky. Clouds early Tuesday, then sunny. Should be a pretty good day, a high of 87. A good chance of rain and storms again on Wednesday afternoon, high 88. I'm meteorologist Mark Thibodeau from the Weather Channel on WMAL.
Right now, 88 degrees in Washington. I'm Heather Curtis on WMAL.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Mark Levin.
In the bowels of a hidden bunker, somewhere under the brick and steel of a nondescript building, we've once again made contact with our leader, Mark Levin.
All right, I want to continue going through this because there's a lot of it over the weekend, and then we'll move on. And then we will move on because there's a lot to move on to. You have here the president in the Oval Office talking about the communists, not the Islamists, mind you, just the communists. Cut 4, go.
We want to get rid of the U.S. Senate. I don't like a lot of Senate, just to be honest with you. I don't want to get rid of the Senate. We want to get rid of the Supreme Court. They want to put now 21 or 23 people, that's on the Supreme Court, or get rid of it. They want to get rid of the presidency. They want to have an appointed executive running. That's a communist thing, That's a communist thing. These are sick people. And, I said it the other day, and it maybe doesn't sound that important, but when a country goes bad, like look at the blue cities. What do they have in common, aside from massive crime? much more crime. The Republicans have very little crime. But what do the blue cities have in mind? And also, you can say this with nations when they go bad. The blue cities have something in common: crime, high crime, vicious, violent crime. But what do they have in common? They're all dirty. They're filthy dirty.
Mm-hmm. Cut 5, go.
You said that if Democrats get back into power, what is happening in Spain awaits America. What should voters in other countries with elections coming up soon take away from what's going on in Spain?
We have to be very careful with the whole socialist thing. I think in many cases it's much more than socialist. They skipped socialism, they went directly to communism. But when I saw what happened in Spain, I said, we had a version of that. You could say much worse. We allowed 25 million people under Joe Biden, the Democrats. We had open borders, and countries all over the world, almost all of them, sent people that they don't want into our country. And we've gotten a lot of them out, and we're getting more, including murders. And I always say 11,888. That was the number of murders. Many of them committed more than one murder. And we're going to be just like that if you put these lunatics in that I see running for office.
Mm-hmm. Bernie Sanders on Meet the Depressed. Now, I want you to understand. So Bernie Sanders is on Meet the Depressed, right? Ayanna Pressley, that nut job from Boston, she was on MS Now. This Malat Kiros was on PBS on Firing Line. I'm just going through how this works. So all these people are promoted, and there's more, and there's more. And it's, they're turning these people into rock stars. Here's Bernie Sanders on Meet the Depressed with his usual BS. Cut 15, go.
But I'm mostly confident that the American people know that our country today is moving in a very, very bad direction. At a time when we have more income,
the country is moving in a very bad direction. Bernie Sanders,
in the top 10% of
him and his New York accent, you fucking idiot.
We have a lot of inequalities in the blue states.
But you come on up here, Patrick Rowe,
where the tax rates are much higher.
I unbanned you.
Taxes are much higher, and the quality of living is much lower. And there's nothing the federal government can do about that. There's nothing the private sector can do about that. So but even if this economy were
Tesmer, Charlie,
blowing up in growth and so forth,
Doug Kittleson, and Bud Noble.
Actually, when you look at the numbers, Bernie Sanders would be attacking it. He'd be attacking wealth. He'd be attacking the wealthy. He'd be attacking, capitalism. Understand something. The guy's been a communist. He's actually been a Stalinist since he was a teenager. And so our economy has had different levels of growth, different levels of recession. In other words, it's a vibrant economy, and sometimes it's hot and sometimes it's not. But his ideology has never changed. It doesn't change. You're saying the same things during Reagan when we had massive economic growth. Same things. He says the same things no matter what, no matter who's president, no matter what the economy is doing. That it's horrible, that the oligarchs are out there, that the middle class is suffering. And people can buy into this. And let me tell you why. Even though many of you are earning more than you've ever earned, or you're doing quite well, you're comfortable at least, right? You have a home, you have a family, you're taking care of them, and you're proud of what you do. But everybody has problems in their life. Everybody. It could be a family member. It could be something at work, something in your business. It could be something that creates a hiccup economically for you, or you're having a tough few months, something like that's happening. It's the nature of living. It's the nature of humanity. This is what they try to exploit. The imperfect life. The imperfect life. They don't compare the American economy to Britain, to France, anywhere in Europe, anywhere in the third world. They don't compare capitalism to actual communist regimes and even socialists. No. They just tell you that this country is rotten, that the oligarchs are in charge, that there's income disparities like we can't believe, and so forth and so on. We've talked about this before. Even if there are income disparities, what does it have to do with you? Absolutely nothing. If you have a good job, you're earning good wages, you put food on the table, you're taking care of your family, you got a wonderful family, you're living a decent life, maybe you can take a trip here and there, and just you're living better than most human beings have ever lived on the face of the earth. But Bernie wants you to know that you could be millionaires or you could be doing better, but for this guy, but for that guy. Now, this is the nature of communism. Excuse me. And just understand, in communist regimes, as I said earlier, you have nothing. You don't own anything. You work for the state. The state will determine what you get and what you don't get. And when you look at Mondami with these government grocery stores, that's what you get, government grocery stores. And the problem is, as I've said before, not affordability, but availability. The only reason he's able to have government grocery stores is because of the taxpayer, you in the middle class of New York paying your taxes. And using the private sector to create the food, to transport the food, and to put the food on the shelves. All he's involved in is subsidizing it. That's it. You got a city, 8-9 million people in the city, 20 million in the metropolitan area, give or take. And he's opening what, 70 stores? I've said before, I think I wrote it in Liberty and Tyranny, if the government were in charge of feeding us, we'd all starve to death. And that's true. And that's true. So America's not moving into a bad place, except for people like Bernie Sanders who are dragging us into this place. Go ahead.
Of America. What's going on now makes the Gilded Age of Rockefeller look like a egalitarian utopia.
Okay, so egalitarian. They come up with the Gilded Age of Rockefeller like an egalitarian utopia. Okay. Is that clever? Isn't that stupid?
Yeah.
Isn't that really stupid?
Bernie Sanders, rich.
Now, what did Rockefeller do? Does anybody know what Rockefeller did? He did more to create the modern industrial society than any other person. And there were many of them. They call them robber barons, but they're not robber barons. They were massive capitalists. And if they hadn't amassed the capital, they call monopolies. Well, there was no massive oil industry with pipelines and refineries until Rockefeller created it. So and look at that, he had a monopoly. He created that aspect of the industry. Just like Carnegie created really the steel industry. There were others, but he was the one that really created it. Just like Ford really created the automobile industry.
Look at the slope on that
they
face.
Created monopolies. They had to have a massive concentration of capital to create these industries. There was no government subsidy. These weren't government ideas. And you wouldn't have had fair wages and all the rest of it if you didn't have these industries and if you didn't have a concentration of wealth that created them. The railroad industry, you needed a concentration of wealth.
Does that turn you on, Catherine?
The government is a concentration of wealth. What the hell does it do?
Would that turn you on?
Every year they have concentration of wealth. Massive. More than any collection of businesses.
That's a sincere, ignorant motherfucker right there.
And they
I'd like to rearrange that face.
Gives it a second thought.
I think I could do it.
Gilded Age of Rockefeller. This jackass flies in private planes. Private planes are first class. Private planes are first class. He's not an oligarch. No. The Gilded Age. He talks about a Rockefeller. You know what the Gilded Age of Rockefeller, their words, not mine, but you know what they created? The biggest working class, the biggest
the size of those lips
humanity has ever known.
Tiny little chin and great big fucking lips.
Ask yourselves, The Communist Revolution, according to Marx and Engels, according to your Communist Manifesto, and they wrote much more than that, but people use that, says that the labor, the workers, will rise up and overthrow the government. But they didn't. They didn't during the Second Industrial Revolution. There was an earlier one, but during the Second Industrial Revolution, they didn't rise up and overthrow the government. They were earning more than they ever earned in their lives, and they had access to more than they ever had in their lives. It wasn't all the situation where everybody's working in steel mills, you know, and dying from this and sweating from that and so forth and so on. There are other businesses, there are other industries. The economy was just booming after the Civil War, booming during the Civil War, but after the Civil War. And so much of what we have today comes out of that total environment. Marx was proven wrong. There was no proletariat bottom-up revolution. There was a massive middle class like the world had never seen before in the United States of America. Now, we fought over wages and benefits and stuff like that, but we had the ability to fight over wages and benefits because of the wealth that had been created, and not just for the oligarchs, but across the board. Across the board. And the improvement on your life. People no longer had to wash their clothes in the river.
Fucking bullshit.
People no longer had to salt their food in order to keep it not even fresh, in order to keep it from even stinking and getting rancid. And I can go on and on and on. We just don't, we don't even teach capitalism in our schools anymore, Mr. Producer. Forget about economics. We ought to be teaching capitalism. Capitalism. All we're taught is communism and socialism and thisism, but we're not taught capitalism. How many of you had kids that go to school, whether it's elementary school, middle school, or high school, who are taught capitalism? I'll bet none of you. It's got to be very few schools and school districts that teach capitalism. Instead, they hear the carnival barkers, like the Bernie Sanders and his ilk and the rest of them, going on and on about the Gilded Age. Rockefeller looks like an egalitarian utopia. Hey, that's clever, Bernie. That's clever. I'll be right back.
Mark Lopin. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news. You trust WMAL to bring you the facts, and so do hundreds of thousands of like-minded listeners and business leaders each week. If you want to grow your business with people who share your values, WMAL's Cumulus Digital Solutions can connect you with customers wherever they are. Whether you're a small business or building something big, we'll create a strategy that works for you. Radio builds trust. Digital drives action. Together, they deliver results. Contact Rex Minturn at WMAL.com/advertise and let's grow your business together.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
Right now, get a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small premium roast coffee. Price of participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
Right now, get a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small premium roast coffee. Price of participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
For the past decade, the market has rewarded investors. The question is, what are you doing with those gains? If you've watched your portfolio climb, now's the time to explore ways to lock in a portion of your success with a long-term income-producing plan. My recommendation? Call the Aaron's team. Ask about the 30 plus 9 savings plan with its 30% deposit match and 9.5% annual interest guarantee for 12 years. Your retirement income must keep pace with inflation, and the 30 plus 9 plan can with its increasing income feature. Don't wait for volatility to force your next move. Take action while you're ahead. To get your free illustration and brochure, call or text the Aaron's Team hotline at 888-411-4130. That's 888-411-4130. You can call or text to 888-411-4130.
All of us strands are in real danger, and whatever it is, it's closing in. It started with just a few lost hairs here and there, but now more and more of us are disappearing every day. But listen. I think we have a plan, a way to stop the shedding. Pantene Abundant and Strong. So now, it's not too late.
Pantene Abundant and Strong. It's a 3-step system that reduces hair loss by 85%. Only the strongest will survive the shedding.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There is a tremendous price war in the term life industry. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man age 45 non-smoker can get $1 billion of coverage for $75 per month level rate for 10 years, or a man age 50 non-smoker can obtain $500,000 coverage for a month premium of $110 level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for a new or replacement term life insurance, call Term Busters today for a quote at 1-800-908-7636. You're probably paying more than you should. Call 1-800-908-7636. Remember, 1-800-908-7636. Rate and availability may vary by state. Sample quotes based on preferred non-smoker. Underwriting and exam required. Call 1-800-908-7636 for details. Paid for by Robert Levinger, insurance agent.
Making sense of your world. Talk radio is where I get all of my information. News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news. Washington's best way to wake up. O'Connor and Company with Larry O'Connor. Weekday mornings from 5 to 9 on WMAL.
Notice there aren't many books on the great inventions of socialism. As a matter of fact, I just Googled it. I don't know that there's any books on the great inventions of socialism. Because socialism is not about creation, invention, production. It's about what you do with wealth that's created. It doesn't create wealth. So if we had to rely simply on economic socialism, she talks about labor unions. Well, what would you need labor unions for if you're not producing wealth? You wouldn't have any social security programs. You wouldn't have any Medicare programs. What would you have? Who would pay the taxes? Hassan Piker, this is a guy that looks like he's constantly constipated, especially in his Mao suit, which really befits him, as would a Nazi uniform for that matter. He's asked about Hamas's domestic policies on CNN on Friday. Now, first of all, why are they platforming this guy on Friday? You know, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not talking about me. I have enough TV time and radio time, but, you know, I'm not asked to go on these shows. If they did, I'd have to say no anyway because I'm exclusive to Fox, but that's not my point. They keep pushing this guy out there. Now, you might say, well, Mark, why are you talking about him? Why? Because I am disassembling him. That's why. I'm unraveling this lowlife pig. That's why. Let's go to 19, Mr. Producer. Cut 19, go.
If you say you're voting for Hamas, you're voting for limited rights for women. You're voting for homophobia. but yeah, I mean, like, this is...
That's how he laughs. He's such a sinister, evil little bastard. Go ahead.
You're voting for Hamas.
It's not an endorsement of their domestic policies, but I don't think anyone actually cares about their domestic policies.
There you go. There you go. Just dismiss it. The fact that they torture Palestinians, murder Palestinians, the fact that they force little girls into having sex, little boys too, by the way. The fact that they brutalize Palestinians, the fact that they do the same, obviously, to Jews. I'm not worried about their domestic policy. Where are all the women's groups? You know, it always amazes me, and I ask you this, every few weeks, folks? Where are these groups? What happened to them? What happened to them? You've got Islamists brutalizing their wives, their multiple wives. You've got them marrying 6-year-olds and brutalizing them. You have them raping people and torturing them and doing all kinds of horrendous things. You don't hear a damn thing from these women's groups in this country. Where are the human rights groups? You don't hear from them either. You don't hear them taking on the Islamists. And so you have this guy, Hassan Puker. Hassan Puker. I'm not really worried about that. Nobody's really thinking about that. Don't you get it? Nobody's thinking about it. Maybe they can tell us, give us a list of 20 of the greatest women leaders in Islam. Where are they, Mr. Producer? Maybe that's another non-existent book. Go ahead.
Don't. Every Palestinian, at the end of the day, regardless of their disagreements with Hamas, will always say that Israel is still, the Israeli occupation is the greatest problem.
There is no Israeli occupation. And there never has been, and there never will be. And you see, Donnie O'Sullivan over at CNN doesn't have the brains, the knowledge, or the guts to push back on anything. Anything. I'll be right back.
For nearly 3,000 years, Homer's The Odyssey has inspired readers with timeless lessons about courage, duty, loyalty, family, leadership, and the search for home. Odysseus battles cyclopses, sirens, storms, and temptation itself. Find comfort and despair. These challenges still resonate today. That's why Hillsdale College created its new free online course, The Odyssey. Taught by Hillsdale College professors, it explores the great books and enduring ideas at the heart of Western civilization. Enroll free today at levinforhillsdale.com. Read the classics, study the West. Start now.
95 northbound in College Park, there is a crash. 2 lanes are blocked between the Beltway and 212. Onto the Beltway in Montgomery County, interloop is jammed up between Colesville Road and the 95 interchange. Outer loop of the Beltway in College Park is jammed up from Route 1 to the 95 interchange. In Maryfield, on the outer loop of the Beltway, disabled tractor trailer left lanes blocked between 66 and Arlington Boulevard. And on the inner loop of the Beltway in McLean, you'll find it slow from the Dulles Toll Road to River Road. And now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Tonight, mostly cloudy with lows around 70. Tomorrow, cloudy, then gradually becoming mostly sunny. Highs around 87.
Imagine having complete clarity about your health, not just test results, but a clear plan built around you. Today, body scans and lab tests are easy to access, but true peace of mind comes from understanding what they mean and what to do next. At Princeton Longevity Center, we go beyond testing to deliver clarity, strategy, and physician-led care designed to help protect and extend your life. Our patients work directly with board-certified physicians specializing in preventive and longevity medicine. Not algorithms, not generic reports, but real doctors who understand your history, your risks, and your goals. Yes, we use advanced imaging and comprehensive diagnostics, but what truly matters is what comes next. We interpret the results, connect the dots, and deliver a physician-led personalized plan you can act on with confidence. Because information alone doesn't change outcomes. At Princeton Longevity Center, your care doesn't end with a test. It begins there. Call 888-8000-PLC. or visit PrincetonLongevityCenter.com. That's 888-8000-PLC. McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
Right now, get a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small premium roast coffee. Price participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
Right now, get a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small premium roast coffee. Price participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
I am Winter Troxel. We're going to make one of the most difficult financial transitions of your lifetime easy. As we work through the challenges retirees face and how to overcome them, we have one simple goal for the show: live your best life and sleep peacefully every night. Give my team a call, 301-850-0683, and join us this weekend on WMAL.
Investment advisory services are provided by Apollon Wealth Management, LLC, an investment advisor registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission. Insurance and annuities offered through MFG Insurance Services, Inc. and its associated insurance licensed agents.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
Right now, get a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small premium roast coffee. Price participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
Is your patio, sidewalk, or driveway cracked or uneven? Have you tripped or fallen as a result? If you're worried about the liability of an uneven surface on your property, American Construction Specialties can quickly help. Don't pay the high cost to tear out and replace your sidewalk, patio, driveway, or pool deck. American Construction Specialties has an economic solution which can raise and stabilize your existing concrete at a fraction of the cost of full replacement. They're environmentally friendly structural foam. With structural foam lifting, there's no heavy equipment to cause damage to your property and no loud noises from jackhammering. Best of all, most repairs can be completed in just one day. Have your entire patio, sidewalk, or driveway safe and level again. No job is too big or small. Call American Construction Specialties now for your free estimate at 240-665-5665. That's 240-665-5665. Again, 240-665-5665. Licensed in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia, MHIC 140530.
Work has never been simple. Not building cities, not landing rockets, not keeping customers happy. Because the work that matters most crosses teams. It picks up context and changes midstream. It gets handed off, handed back, and occasionally buried in a thread called help. And when your customers are businesses, that complexity gets real, fast. That's the kind of work Front was built for. A support issue needs sales context. A billing question turns into an ops conversation. A shipment update lives in 3 tools, 2 threads, and 1 person's head. If your CX tools were built for simple tickets, they weren't built for this, because real customer problems don't fit neatly in a queue. Front brings conversations, context, and coordination into one place, so teams can see what happened, who owns it, and what needs to happen next. Because complexity isn't what breaks customer work, legacy ticketing tools do. Front, the only customer operations platform built for B2B complexity. Learn more at complexity.front.com.
You agree? It's not an endorsement, but I don't think anyone actually cares about their domestic policies. I think I should post that, don't you, Rick, or no? I think it's time that these freaks, frauds, and disgusting phonies have to answer for some of the things they're doing. And if this has to be, if this has to be the place that educates America, and that would include other hosts, then so be it. Because I think that's a remarkable thing that this lowlife said. What do you want me to do, Rich? Sorry. Ah, yes, indeed. We love Hagee Ministries here. We love the Hagee family, in fact. In fact, we adore them. Pastor John Hagee, his family. Israel's a vital ally in the Middle East. It defends Judaism. It defends Christianity. It defends our holy sites. It defends the Bible, which is why it's under attack and facing unprecedented threats like never before. And right now, she needs our help. For decades, Pastor Hagee's been a tireless defender of Israel. And through Hagee Ministries, support is provided to one of Israel's leading medical centers in the north, helping care for people on the front lines. And that medical team wanted to pass this message on to you. Thanks to friends like you, we're able to treat hundreds of patients, Israelis, Jews, Arabs, wounded soldiers, and civilians. With advanced medical care and compassionate healing, even under the constant threat of rockets. So it's stories like these, ladies and gentlemen, that remind us what compassion looks like. Real lives are being saved every single day. And Hagee Ministries is behind a great deal of this and so much more. Just go to jhm.org for John Hagee Ministries, jhm.org/LEVIN, Levin, jhm.org/Levin right now, or call 855-694-9647. Every penny you give is tax deductible. Please give the best gift you can today. It'll go to unbelievably important purposes. America, stand with our ally, Israel. Stand with the people in the Holy Land who are defending our faiths, our religion, historical sites, ancient sites. Pastor John Hagee and Hagee Ministries are doing God's work, and you'll be doing yours by joining him. Call Hagee Ministries at 855-694-9647, 855-694-9647, or visit jhm.org/Levin, jhm.org/LEVIN. You know, at the end of the tax year, you always look for a deduction. Honey, did we do these deductions or this? This would be a fantastic deduction going to a fantastic cause. And you'll make a difference right now and for the next generation. So important. So vitally important. All right, let's get back to where we were. Let me do this and this. There it is. We already dealt with puker. Now we have Mandami, speaking of a puker. Now remember, ladies and gentlemen, the Democrats oppose ID for voting because they support fraud in voting. This is who they are. This is what they believe in. Now we know about New Jersey. I'm going to get into that in a moment. But it's not just New Jersey. It's all over the country, wherever you are, particularly in the blue states and cities. The Mandami with these communist grocery stores, which are really pathetic. So ridiculous. And do you need an identification to go there or work there? What's going on there? Cut 20, go.
How are you going to keep people from taking advantage of that, that deal, basically? And is there going to be a limit on the number of items that someone can take that are discounted at that level from that essential basket?
So our RFP makes very clear that this is a program for New Yorkers to be able to put food on the table, not a program for people to be able to make a quick buck through reselling. I'm going to pass it over to our EDC head, G-Pack, to add some additional details.
Yes, if you look at our RFP for the operator, we are looking to make sure that we target New Yorkers, whether it be at sort of a library card exit, and also we manage who's buying and
A library card, Mr. Producer. Something like that, a library card. But what if you're blind? But anyway, a library card. People still go to libraries, Mr. Producer? Let me ask you something. If you're fighting for food, if you're that starving, if you're that hungry, and you don't have any money, you think you're in the library? You think they're in the library, Mr. Producer? You think they have a library card? Now, first of all, I say things here that I notice some of my colleagues pick up on cable TV and talk radio. For instance, a couple of weeks ago, I said, we have what's called a food stamp program. I heard this today on TV, by the way. We have a food stamp program where you get free food or heavily subsidized food in a regular grocery store or any grocery store. So this whole thing about a government grocery store is utterly unnecessary. But we'll play along. What the hell? A library card? I don't know about you, but if I had to fight for my meal every damn day, I wouldn't be going to the library. What am I going to do in the library? Maybe use the restroom. That's about it. And you've got to go through the process of getting a library card? Wow, that's interesting. What if you're an illegal alien? You don't have all this ID. Are you going to get a library card no matter what? You know, it raises a lot of questions, doesn't it? Oh, yeah. Raises a lot of questions. Sounds like Jim Crow to me. Oh, yeah. To try and keep minorities out of these grocery stores. I think that's what's going on here. Absolutely. It's only for the oligarchs and the sophisticates among us who actually read books at the library or know how to use computers at the library. See, this is so stupid. These morons come up with stuff like this. Yeah, library card, you know. Library card. By the way, I don't even think I have a library card anymore. Do you, Rick? Yes or no? You're very timid about this. You will? No. Why? Because your kids, they may go to the library. You don't have a library card? The kids go, right? So maybe you could use one of their cards. You could try, but you're not 8 years old. That's the problem. You know, it's got the date on there. So anyway, you understand, folks. There's no picture you're fine? Do they have to have their birth date on there or Social Security? Something on there, right? Last time you looked, I guess. I don't know. But all I know is it sounds very, very racist to me. It sounds like it's really intended to keep people of color out of these grocery stores. Isn't this the line we get all the time when we're talking about having an ID, some kind of a photo ID, some kind of an ID to vote? Oh, you must be a racist. You don't want people of color to vote. What am I, an albino? I've got olive skin. Well, you know what we mean. Oh, yes. So we're going to keep people of color from going into these stores now, these 30% off grocery stores where you can get a basket of eggs, 2 eggs. We'll be rationing this, you understand. It's the government. We ration stuff. We can't have people coming in and reselling this stuff, you understand. This is like the perfect experiment, an example of what communism is all about. Is it not? Let me ask you a question, folks. Do you need a library card to go into a private grocery store to buy food, Mr. Badu? I don't think so. Don't they have sales too? 30% off, 2 for 1, whatever. I think they do. I go often. You don't think I do, but I do. Oh, yeah. And guess what? If you want to resell it, whatever that means, you're free to do it. You're free to do whatever you want. You can rub the food all over your body. You can do whatever you want. That's right. Buy any kind of food you want, any amount of food you want. You know what? Today is egg day. We're going to buy 78 eggs. Go ahead. More where that came from. Not in the government store. There's not more where that came from. Why would you go to the government store? 30% off. You can get deals in the regular store. If you're on food stamps, I don't even think you're allowed to call it anymore, so I'll keep calling it. So if you get food stamps, it's like nothing. Will they be selling cigarettes at the government store? No, we don't do that. No. You can get that at a grocery store, can't you, Mr. Producer? No offense, will they be selling condoms there? It's a good point, Mr. Producer. That's a good point. I'm doing it for a joke, but he likes it. That's okay. That's a good point. But it's true, right? You can get whatever you want. Will they be selling aspirin? Can you get drugs, pharmaceuticals at the grocery store? What can you get? What can you get at the government store? As long as you have your library card, you get in there. I suspect there's more requirements too. I do. But does anybody go into a grocery store and they're thinking, let me get stuff so I can resell it? Now, some restaurants, obviously, they'll get soda or whatever. They'll get water out of it. So what? Who cares? They'll get it wherever they want to. They'll resell it. You'll either buy it or you won't. That's called freedom. Hello, freedom. But see, they're going to control it. What are you going to do with that water? Are you going to resell the water? Well, I was thinking, excuse me. Where's your papers? What papers? Where's your library card? I don't have a library card. Well, then get out of our government store. You're not allowed to be here. You must be a Republican or a capitalist. Out of the store, please. No, I'm an illegal alien. I'm homeless. Do you have a library card? No, I don't have a library card. Then you're not allowed to be in here. I'm sorry. But I'm starving to death. Yep, excuse me. You have a library card or don't you? No. I don't even know where the library is. Matter of fact, the person says in a foreign language, I don't even speak English. I can't read your damn books. Oops. Get out of the store. Out of the store. I'll be right back.
Mark Levin. News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
Right now, get a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small premium roast coffee. Price of participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
PetSmart makes online shopping easy, right from your phone. But pets don't live on their phones. That's why we have a place to touch grass, sniff out new toys, get a fresh cut, and celebrate their birthday. We call it Store. From URL to IRL, PetSmart does it all. Shop in store or online at PetSmart.com. PetSmart, anything for pets.
Have you noticed tingling, numbness, or burning in your feet or legs? It might seem like a minor annoyance, but those could be early signs of peripheral neuropathy, and it often gets worse if it's left untreated. It's Derek Hunter. If nerve pain or loss of sensation keeps you from enjoying golf, pickleball, walking, traveling, or just an active life, I encourage you to call Dr. Shannon Thompson, the founder of Restore Health of Virginia in Ashburn. Dr. Thompson offers an advanced, drug-free, non-surgical treatment program designed to improve circulation, calm damaged nerves, and help restore sensation and balance. And for a limited time, the first 25 WMAL callers will receive complimentary nerve, sensory, and thermal imaging screening. The first step is a brief phone consultation with Dr. Thompson to find out if this program may be right for you. Call 703-637-1000. That's 703-637-1000. Again, 703-637-1000.
Honor, respect, and trust your home with Valor. Founded by Vietnam veteran Al Doc Kincaid, Valor's core principles of honor, respect, and trust guide everything they do. Hey, it's Vince. And sure, a lot of companies can replace your roof, siding, and windows. But you know why I love Valor so much? Because you can trust Valor to protect your home just like they would their own, with unrivaled products and craftsmanship. As an added plus, you know your purchase has purpose with Valor via their supportive operation Raise the Roof, which has donated over $700,000 to our veterans and Gold Star families in the DMV. Friends, trust me, put your faith in Valor. Whether you need a new roof, beautifully maintenance-free siding, or top-of-the-line energy-efficient windows, Valor has you covered. Right now, all Valor customers save big, 50% off all materials, plus no interest financing until 2028. Tell them Vince sent you. Call 833-83-VALOR. That's 833-83-VALOR. Or visit valorhome.com.
Honor, respect, trust your home to Valor.
Supporting our veterans.
833-83-VALOR.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
At LendSeek, we know running a business takes heart, hustle, and sometimes a little help. That's why we stand with you with our exclusive AI lending platform, connecting you to over 100 funders. If you've been in business for at least 2 years with a minimum annual revenue of $500,000, you can get up to $1 million in funding in as fast as 24 hours. No collateral, no prepayment penalties, no red tape. Apply today with no cost or obligation at lendseek.com. That's LENDSEEK.com. Making making sense of your world.
Thank you for your clear insight.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
This is a major wake-up call.
Making sense of the news. First thing each morning, O'Connor and Company with Larry O'Connor. Weekday mornings from 5 to 9 on WMAL.
Hello, America. How you be? Though the headlines may change, the threats facing Israel remain. And much of the world has moved on to the next story. Israeli families continue living with the reality of terrorism, uncertainty, recovery. Communities remain on alert. Parents still think twice before sending their children to school. Families continue rebuilding their lives, knowing the next siren could come without warning. As Christians and Jews, we're called to stand with God's children in times of need. That's why the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews remains on the ground in the Holy Land each and every day, providing life-saving aid, food for struggling families, emergency assistance, bomb shelters, critical support for those impacted by the war. Even after the cameras leave and the headlines fade, the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews remains committed to Israel's most vulnerable. So please join the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews in praying for the people of Israel, for protection, for strength, and for lasting peace. Together we can remind God's people they're not alone. Stand with Israel in prayer today. Visit levinforthefellowship.org, levinforthefellowship.org. That's Levin for thefellowship.org. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a question for you. I do. I think it's a very important question, as a matter of fact. Whatever happened to the women's groups? I think that's a fair question, Mr. Producer. Whatever happened to the women's rights groups? Seems with the rise of Islam and the abuse of women and little girls, they've all but disappeared. No marches, no press conferences, no congressional testimony, no bra burning. Where are they? Just when you need them, they're not around. Have you heard anything from them, Mr. Producer? Silence, right? And these groups aren't known for being silent. Oh, yes, I remember some of them. Boaz, whatever the hell her name is. People like that. Not anymore. So the women's groups, I guess they've gone underground. Yes, they've gone underground. Yes. Yes, it seems with the rise of Islamists and so forth. I'd love to see that sort of debate. I'd love to see it. I don't see it anymore. Have they all become Republicans, I wonder? Do you think they're all Republicans, America? No, I doubt it. No. I doubt it. But I think it's a fair question. I really do. I think it's a very fair question because I don't know where they are. We never hear from them anymore. Maybe they're around attacking Republicans. I don't know. I don't think they're anywhere. I just don't. Yes. Now, James Carville says, I'm not going to be a member of a party that will have himself as a member. It's an old Marx line, not Karl Marx, the Marx brothers. But I get what he means. Cut 17, go.
I am not going to be in the same party with Hassan Piker. I can tell you that right now. If he becomes a force in the Democratic Party, I'm out of here. I have no intention of ever being in the same political party with that guy. Now, I think that a majority, overwhelming majority of Democrats agree with me. But this idea that we're going to seize the means of production and just go look at the DSA platform. You don't have to look any further than that. And, Jackie, it may be that the two-party system is just going to be under tremendous stress here in the coming months. I mean, you see it in with Tucker and Martin Taylor Greene, and on the Republican side, you see it going on right now. And I can't sit here and tell you for certain how this is going to turn out. But the one thing I can tell you for certain, Hassan Piker and James Carville are not going to be in the same political party. One of us is going to leave. It might even be me.
And I'm sure the communists in that party are saying, yeah, it ought to be you. Have you ever sympathized with that guy in your life? Have you ever sympathized with that guy in your life? No, of course not. It's a freak, fraud, and a phony. But nonetheless, he's not an Islamist communist, right? You'll take a James Carville over an Islamist communist any day of the week. Certainly I would. Mondami's asked, do you have any regrets about, this Peter tax? Well, that's just a fancy name for we're going to tax people who have second homes in New York. We're going to really whack them. Now, think about this as a logical matter. You don't have to be an economist with a PhD. If you have a second home in New York City and you're going to be whacked, what are you going to do with the second home, Mr. Producer? You're going to get rid of it. If the bottom hasn't already fallen out. Now, if the bottom has fallen out of all these second homes, that reduces the amount of what? Real estate. That is, property tax. How stupid do you have to be a Marxist Islamist? Really? Very, apparently. We'll be right back.
If you've spent decades saving for retirement, you deserve to keep what you've earned. But most retirees discovered too late that their 401k and IRA come with a hidden tax bill, required distributions, Social Security taxation, and Medicare surcharges that quietly erode their income. The good news? There's a smarter way. Visit taxessaved.com for your complimentary tax saving review and learn how to protect the retirement you've worked so hard to build. Taxessaved.com. Keep more, live more, leave more.
New customer, new market, new country. You're a growing business, but growth can bring complexity in the form of new sales tax requirements, more registrations, more filings, more deadlines. Now there's Numeral, the done-for-you sales tax solution that handles all the time-consuming details associated with sales tax, from registrations and filings to rates and remittance. Visit Numeral.com now to connect with a sales tax expert and get a free tax analysis. Numeral.com.
Not planning today can cost you tomorrow. Stop worrying and start planning with Trajan Wealth. Contact Trajan today at 202-750-3300 or go to TrajanWealth.com. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
It's their last chance. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. And what President Trump is saying about new talks with Iran.
President Trump says he was prepared to pummel Iran with airstrikes, he says, that have not been seen since World War II.
And it would have gone on for a long time, and there'd be essentially very little left. There'd be nothing left.
But before launching those attacks, the president says Iran and several Middle Eastern partners called, asking for more time to negotiate.
I want to give them every last chance before decapitation.
Any deal, President Trump says, will be carried out in two phases. First, reopening the Strait of Hormuz, then technical talks on denuclearization of Iran.
Fox's Jared Helper at the White House. A member of President Trump's board of peace says he's met with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in part to discuss a new disarmament deal the board reached with Hamas. Two people tell the Associated Press that Nikolai Mladenov also pressed Netanyahu to stop strikes on the Gaza Strip as they push ahead to decommission weapons held by Hamas. 25 states suing the Trump administration over new tariffs imposed on 60 U.S. trade partners, arguing tariffs can only be imposed by Congress.
Every court, including the United States Supreme Court, has agreed that the president does not have the authority to unilaterally impose tariffs.
Arizona Attorney General Chris Mays, the administration says the tariffs are a way to combat forced labor in global supply chains. The Senate has passed a procedural vote that would fund the government through early December, setting up a vote on final passage later in the week.
Democratic buy-in is paramount to secure 60 votes and break a filibuster.
Fox's Chad Perker, Majority Leader John Thune has said he wants to pass government funding legislation before the Senate leaves for August recess. America is listening to Fox News.
Here for a while. WMAL News Time is 8:02. I'm Sharon Reardon. Good evening. It's been almost a year since President Trump deployed the National Guard to the streets of D.C. Today, the Guard shared an update.
There are right now 4,600 National Guard members here in the district. Since August 11th of last year, there have been 9,700 total from across the country. You've likely seen them patrolling the streets, on the National Mall, across neighborhoods, or on the metro. Some say they've noticed them just milling about. The commanding general responded to that concern today by saying they do actually ride the trains. They've intervened in sexual assault attempts, people with knives. Guard members have had 788 medical assists, whether it's providing CPR or supported law enforcement 479 times.
7 News' Leanna Golden. The Trump administration recently canceled a nearly $9 billion Biden-era plan that would have majorly transformed much of Union Station. Not to worry, though, because U.S. DOT says big changes are still coming. 7 News reports officials recently announced $24 million in taxpayer money will be used to help start and manage a partnership between the Union Station Redevelopment Corporation and a private company that will be brought in to help redevelop the station. That $24 million is on top of $466 million U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy made available in May. And there's a community challenge over a new Montgomery County law.
The legislation bans people from carrying guns within 100 yards of certain public spaces, including polling places, schools, parks, and houses of worship. Silver Spring Rabbi Manasseh Shapiro has filed suit over the law and tells 7 News.
Montgomery County asserts an authority to come into your house of worship and tell you how you are, yes, allowed to defend yourself and not allowed to defend yourself. They wouldn't go in your home to tell you that, and it's embarrassing that they think they can do it your synagogue.
Scotland on WMAL and WMAL.com.
That's the latest news. I'm Sharon Reardon for WMAL.
In College Park, 95 northbound right lane's blocked for a crash between the Beltway and 212. Traffic is jammed from the Park and Ride. Now that's affecting traffic on the inner loop of the Beltway. You'll find it jammed up in Silver Spring from Colesville Road to the 95 interchange. Outer loop of the Beltway in Greenbelt is stop and go from the Greenbelt Mark Metro Station exit to the 95 interchange. On Route 50 westbound in Bowie, there is a crash. The left lane is blocked after 197. And on the BW Parkway northbound at Riverdale, you'll find it slowed from 410 to 197. And now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Tonight, mostly cloudy with lows around 70. Tomorrow, cloudy, then gradually becoming mostly sunny. Highs around 87.
We are Children's Miracle Network, a nationwide partnership of people and organizations, all working side by side to raise funds for 170 children's hospitals across the United States and Canada. These nonprofit hospitals provide a wide range of care for all kids, from routine checkups to life-changing treatments, research, and mental health resources. Make big change today for kids in your community. Support your local children's hospital with a monthly or one-time gift online. Learn more at cmn.org.
If you drive a big rig, you know that more time on the road means more money in your pocket. Shell Rotella with advanced synthetic technology is designed to help keep your rig running and save you money in the long run. Trade up to Shell Rotella and you'll get superior protection against engine wear. That means less time in the shop and more time on the road. It also means you'll get more chances to see North America's finest roadside attractions. Cows and cornfields. It's lovely this time of year. Shell Rotella's advanced synthetic technology also offers extended drain interval, helping your rig go further between oil changes, so you make less pit stops. Well, unless you need to restock on snacks. We really can't help you with that. But if you're looking to help your big rig engine live longer, look no further. Superior protection, less maintenance. That's what you can expect from the #1 heavy-duty engine oil in North America. Shell Rotella for the long haul. Explore the full lineup of Shell Rotella products at rotella.com/long-haul.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Mark Levin.
877-381-3811. 877-381-3811. A lot of you are very frustrated with how the war is being managed against Iran. Nothing personal with the president. You're just telling me that the stop, the threats, the back off the threats. They really want peace. They really don't. And you're getting exhausted from this. And you're not alone. You're not alone at all. president's in the Oval Office today. Cut one on this issue of Iran. Go.
Mr. President, this is at least the fifth time you've turned off airstrikes against Iran since April to negotiate. What is your message to the American people who are wondering what has changed this time? Why should it be?
Well, you don't know. I don't know. I think we're going to maybe get something, but I want to give them every last chance before decapitation. Very tough to do what we have planned, still planned. We'll see what happens. But it's a very, very tough thing to do. I think I'm very proud of the fact that I'll give people a chance. This is a big move. To do an attack that big on a country, I'd rather not do it. Now,
but here's the thing, and I say this with all due respect. You go to war, you want to get it over with as fast as you can, for a lot of reasons. And also, they're still executing people over there, young people. This is a very evil regime. The president has said it himself. There's really no redeeming value whatsoever in this regime. And they're not going to honor any agreement. They're not, and we all know it, every single one of us. So unfortunately, not due to anything the president does, but due to what they do, they have to be eliminated. Obviously, to do to what the president does, but what I mean by that, it's caused by them, not the president. Go ahead.
Lots of large attacks, but they were normal large. Hopefully, they'll come to their senses, because what happened cannot have a nuclear weapon, but hopefully they'll come to their senses. So they called me, and they said, please don't attack, we'll make a deal. That's the real truth. And everyone knows it. And who wouldn't call? And they found out.
But today they denied having any direct communication, that they are, any talks they're having is through the country of Oman. And the president put out a statement attacking that today too. So they're up to their games. They're going to keep doing this. But here's cut two. Go.
And we're talking at the request of Iran, backed by Saudi Arabia.
Well, this is a very interesting point to me. And I posted about this several days ago, and now others are posting it. They think they're smart. They just look at what I write, and then they rewrite it. It's okay. I understand the internet. It's like radio and TV, but nonetheless. So Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and other Arab countries contact the president, as he's pointed out, and tell him they really don't want him to go forward. Go ahead, listen to this.
UAE and backed by Qatar in particular, but others also. Many countries called, the leaders of many are friendly with a lot of them, almost all of them, one way or the other, and they all wanted to give this a last chance.
So just to be clear, see, it's not the Israelis controlling the president. These Arab countries are not controlling the president either. But you would think the woke right neo-fascists and isolationists who keep saying Israel controls the president, maybe one of them would say, Saudi Arabia or Qatar. Well, they wouldn't say Qatar, they're all close to Qatar, but you get the point. The off again is usually the Arab countries, right? Or the Muslim countries like Turkey and Pakistan, who are urging the president not to act. And he's saying, look, one of the reasons I didn't act is because they suggested to me that I shouldn't give him another chance and so forth and so on. Okay. But where are the voices that keep accusing Israel of controlling the president? Where are they? Where are these bastards? Go ahead.
This is not something that, if it doesn't happen, this is the last chance for them to sign a good document.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, time will tell. And from my perspective, it's please arm the Iranian people. It's getting late. It's getting too late. Arm the Iranian people. Give them the support they need. Give them the air cover they need. Give them the locations of the enemy and so forth with our satellites. Give them what they need. In fact, there's an article, if I can find it soon enough here. Let's see if I can, Mr. Producer. Hold on 1 second. There's an article in the New York Post. Let's see. Give me a second. I will find it if I have it. Right here. Right here. Iranian revolution can happen any day now as protest leaders try to arm. They're trying to arm. They're begging for arms. The streets of Iran are near a breaking point over public executions, economic collapse, and a war that's been raging on for more than 5 months, anti-regime figures in Tehran told the New York Post. A revolution can happen any day now. People want revenge, and I've told you they do, a protest leader said, referring to the regime's brutal January crackdown that killed 52,000 people, and they're executing every single day. An independent journalist active in the Iranian underground said the preparations are already being made for the next uprising, and that activists from all walks of life are determined to make a final decisive blow against the regime. Both Iranians spoke with the Post through a translator by cell phone after signing on to a VPN. We're studying the protests from January, determining what tactics worked and which didn't. We're analyzing maps to determine the safest, most dangerous areas to congregate. He claimed that the Iranian resistance has hidden crude weaponry and tools throughout the country, bricks, rocks, wooden clubs, chairs and tires used to block roads, waiting for the day that the people once again take to the street. Will we not arm these people and help them? Will we not arm these people and help them? They want to fight. They want to defend themselves. They want to overthrow this government. What's the problem? I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. Small groups are working clandestinely to procure firearms to distribute to demonstrators, utilizing guns stored in certain private homes and smuggled from abroad. You know, we're talking about very few. The protest leader claimed they didn't specify who would be providing these weapons. There's clearly not enough. There's clearly not what they need. If we give them what they need, they will overthrow this government. When we went out in January, we were like lambs to the slaughter. The Basij forces were using firepower that you couldn't believe. The streets were like a graveyard, corpses everywhere. The streets ran red with blood, she said. Ran red with blood. Unable to contain her rage and grief. She warned regime forces, next time we come out, we're coming out armed. Well, they're not going to come out armed if we don't arm them. Now let's arm them. Everyone has lost somebody, the protest leader said. Also, keeping a revolution at bay are foreign mercenaries. Yeah, they're bringing in these foreign terrorists. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps is brought in from countries like Iraq, Afghanistan, and Pakistan. They pull people out of their cars when they're driving and search them and search their vehicles. They gallivant around our country as if they're the locals and we're the foreign invaders instead of defending our skies. The regime has decided to go to war with its own citizens. They fear the people of Iran more than the United States, more than Israel, more than anybody else. They fear those people. They need to be armed. Arm them. Arm them. I'll be right back.
Mark Levin. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Back to school is busy enough. The last thing you need is shopping that makes it harder. Whether you're moving into a dorm, your first apartment, or just getting organized for the semester, Wayfair makes it easy to get everything you need in one place. Furniture, bedding, storage, decor, study essentials, all at prices you'll love, with fast shipping before move-in day. Get everything you need for back to school season. Shop Wayfair.com today.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Yes, JCPenney is helping you stretch your budget with our back to school price lock. Now through August 27th, we have locked in low prices on kids' essentials. We're talking $6 tees, shorts, and leggings, $8 character tees and Izod uniform polos, $14 jeans and casual shoes. And don't forget your jeans. Get $25 Arizona jeans and fleece tops and bottoms too. No coupon needed. Don't miss it. Yes, JCPenney. While supplies last, exclusions apply.
Work has never been simple. Not building cities, not landing rockets, not keeping customers happy. Because the work that matters most crosses teams. It picks up context and changes midstream. It gets handed off, handed back, and occasionally buried in a thread called help. And when your customers are businesses, that complexity gets real, fast. That's the kind of work Front was built for. A support issue needs sales context. A billing question turns into an ops conversation. A shipment update lives in 3 tools, 2 threads, and 1 person's head. If your CX tools were built for simple tickets, they weren't built for this. Because real customer problems don't fit neatly in a queue. Front brings conversations, context, and coordination into one place, so teams can see what happened, who owns it, and what needs to happen next. Because complexity isn't what breaks customer work, legacy ticketing tools do. Front, the only customer operations platform built for B2B complexity. Learn more at complexity.front.com.
Day or night, VerboCare is here 24/7 to help make every part of your stay seamless. If anything comes up, or you simply need a little guidance, support is ready whenever you reach out. From the moment you book to the moment you head home, we're here to help things run smoothly. Because a great trip starts with the right support. And hey, a good playlist doesn't hurt either.
Whether you're solving murders during breakfast, cracking cold cases on your commute, or playing amateur detective at bedtime, Amazon Music's got millions of podcast episodes waiting. Just download the Amazon Music app and start listening to your favorite true crime podcasts ad-free, included with Prime.
Looking for great food, great views, and a great time? Come check out DJ's at the Park, a bar and restaurant located right inside Thompson Park Golf Course. And just to be clear, DJ's at the Park is open to everyone. Have to be a golfer to enjoy delicious food, refreshing drinks, and one of the best views in the park. It's the perfect stop for golfers, park goers, and families. With the pool, splash pad, and playground all right here, it makes it an easy choice for everyone. DJ's at the Park. It's the place to be with special events all season long.
For nearly 3,000 years, Homer's epic poem, The Odyssey, has shaped the literary and moral imagination of the West. More than a story of monsters and shipwrecks and mythical creatures, it's about courage, duty, loyalty, and the search for home. Odysseus faces Cyclops, sirens, witches, and storms at sea. But his greatest challenges are the temptations, pride, comfort, despair, and avoiding responsibility at home. These are challenges that we as Americans living in 2026 face as well. And that's why Hillsdale College has released its newest free online course, The Odyssey. Hillsdale's free online courses are taught by Hillsdale College professors. So start right now with Hillsdale College's newest free online course, The Odyssey. Go to levinforhillsdale.com to enroll. It's totally free. Read the classics, study the West. Start right now at levinforhillsdale.com. That's LEVIN for Hillsdale.com. You're going to love it.
Making sense of your world. Thanks for taking my call. News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Greatly appreciated.
Making sense of the news. WMAL's Vince Colonnades. Weekdays at noon on 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
Has been with us for a while, but that's my fault. I haven't had a lot of guests lately. And very busy running around Florida. Byron Donalds, what's going on and how's it going?
Doing great, my friend. We are 15 days to Election Day here in Florida, and we're leading big in the polls, Mark. Really excited. But we're going to choose a Republican nominee in Florida on August 18th. Everybody make sure you get out and vote, and we go on from there to make sure we keep Florida red this November.
You know, this guy Jolly, the Democrat, I know who he is. He was a Republican. He was a lousy Republican. He worked on Capitol Hill for years. Then he hates Trump. He turns on the party. He's all over MSLSD. Now he's running as a Democrat. Does he have competition in his primary?
A little bit, but not too much. The main opposition had to step out of the race because he had a cancer screening, and so he decided to take care of his health. And so he's kind of had a free run. But Mark, you're right. This guy Jolly, a career insider in D.C., career staffer, gets to Congress, loses to Charlie Crist of all people, and then he just decides to become an independent and trash the president Mark, this guy trashed Ron DeSantis for Ron DeSantis' handling of COVID-19, was trashing him about it. This is the guy who supported Fauci in the lockdowns. It's a guy who still supports transing kids. He still supports that mess. So this is a guy who cannot leave Florida. He doesn't have the judgment to leave Florida and all the great things we've done in our state.
What kind of money are these guys raising?
He's raising some, but the biggest thing now, Mark, is to make sure that Republicans show up in not just in August, but in November, because these Democrat billionaires are just kind of sitting on the outside and just watching to see if the race is close. And if they feel it's close, they're going to invest tens of millions of dollars into Jolly, because he's a Trojan horse. They just look at him as a way for Democrats to get power. And how it works, especially in Florida, our governorship is very powerful. So even though it's very likely we'll still have Republican control of the legislature, you get a Democrat in the governor's mansion, that person can wield power through the agencies and through appointments, unwind everything that Ron DeSantis has done the last 8 years.
Now, one of the guys you're running against, I won't even mention his name, is a complete nut job. Well, I am going to mention it. Fishman, I think his name is. Saw a couple of his signs around my house. This guy's a complete nut job. He doesn't have a shot, does he?
No, he doesn't. He's a nuisance and an annoyance. But at the end of the day, you take everybody seriously. So our campaign has been focused on the people of Florida and focused on preserving and defending the Florida dream, Mark. This is why we're the #1 state in America, and we're not looking back. We have people who come from New York, from New Jersey, from the Midwest, from Virginia, Mark, because they were escaping the insanity
Talking
of
about
Democrat
me?
Control. No, not you, Mark. I would
You
never do
should
that
be.
to you. I would never do that to you.
They're killing this state. They're killing Virginia, just destroying it. But anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But no, that's what's happening. So people have chosen Florida for a reason, because we're a common sense conservative state. And so the mission is clear. It's preserving the Florida dream. It's defending that dream, but then also tackling the affordability issues that are impacting Florida like every other state. So we're going to reform insurance. The voters are going to decide on property taxes this November. That's in their hands. But we're also going to deal with the issues of making sure government is efficient, even more efficient than it has been in the past in Florida, getting it out of the way of people so they can continue to build that Florida dream for themselves. And we want our young kids to be able to hit the ground running when they graduate high school, Mark, with apprenticeships and internships. This is the way you build a sound society with pure economic policy, limited government, getting out of people's way, and law and order will always be the standard in our state.
And you represent a district that is fairly wealthy, and I just want people to know this, fairly, well, significantly white. And they love you there, right?
Yeah, Mark, and it's because it's a meritocracy. All of Florida is a meritocracy. What the people of our state want is they want to know that you share their values, and it's values based upon the foundational principles of our country, values based upon hard work and merit, and making sure that you get out of their way. You don't bring these crazy policies that are in too many states that are either purple or blue that's destroying the way of life and the quality of life in those states.
And you do have people moving in from other states, and they're moving in from other states, and they're enjoying what Florida has to offer and so forth. And the key is to make sure that some of them who come to Florida aren't going to bring their bad habits from other states. And that's why you're saying somebody has to stand up and make sure that doesn't happen, right?
Absolutely correct, Mark. And so, look, we have people who are still choosing Florida because they see the craziness of Mamdani in New York, Kathy Hochul in New York State, the guy Pritzker in Illinois, and so many others. And a lot of them are kicking themselves. They kind of wish they came during COVID-19, but they didn't for various reasons, and that's fine. And now they're seeing the insanity of these Democrat socialists, and they're saying, I got to get to Florida. So even though we're getting new people coming in, they're coming because they're choosing the Florida way of life, as opposed to what they're experiencing in those other states. So my mission's clear. We're going to keep the Florida way of life, that Florida dream alive and well that so many people have chosen Florida for.
The Save American Act, this is important to you, is it not?
Yes, it has to pass. This has to happen. And look, Mark, I've heard you bag on these senators for years. Most people don't know I've been an avid listener of the Mark Levin Show for more than a decade. And so these senators, Mark, they still think it's 1996 and they're dealing with Bill Clinton. These Democrats are true radicals. And if they ever get control, they're going to blow up the filibuster. So my opinion is, at this point, get rid of the filibuster, pass the Save America Act, pass Donald Trump's border security measures, which have proven to have worked and secure this country. He's now done it twice. And then we get to do some of the other important things, like having sound energy policy where we can build on our nuclear infrastructure, the stuff that we created as a country to have cheap and readily available power for the future of our country, and do so many other reforms that are necessary, including healthcare, Mark. Like I did NPR this morning in Jacksonville, and the host was talking to me about subsidies for Obamacare. And I said, subsidies for Obamacare? Obamacare is the problem. Premiums are through the roof. Deductibles are through the roof. The Democrats did it on purpose, and they don't want to change it because they don't want to admit that they were wrong. But they are pricing the people of this country out of their own homes with their terrible policies. And Republicans need to take a stand. And this is where the Senate's got to smarten up, get rid of the filibuster, pass the Save America Act, and get to the business of fixing this country.
And we got 1 minute left. Tell us about voting.
We have early voting in a lot of counties in Florida right now. Most early voting will start in 5 days all across Florida. Election day is August 18th. If you're a registered Republican, please get out and vote. I'm asking for your vote and your support. Having the endorsement of President Trump, our Senator Rick Scott, so many Republicans, our Senator Ashley Moody, and so many of the congressional delegation. It's time to make sure that as a party we unite to defeat the Democrats once again in Florida. We're the best state in America, and we need to keep it that way.
And folks, don't sit back and think, these things just happen. You got to go out and vote. And if the others are going to vote early, you should vote early too. That's my view. Byron, come back. We appreciate you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Mark.
All right, take care. We'll be right back. In a recent industry survey, Pure Talk, my favorite wireless company, was the only wireless company to receive 5 stars in every category, including coverage, support, value, and data. You deserve 5-star wireless service, folks, and now Pure Talk has an invitation just for you. Switch to Pure Talk for just $15 a month for a limited time, any plan, including their top shelf unlimited data plans, just $15 a month for your first 3 months. No contract needed, just an insanely low offer to switch to a top-rated company, Pure Talk. You know how you get 5 stars for value? You save the average family of 4 over $1,000 a year versus big wireless. There's a better wireless choice out there, and just $15 a month for your first 3 months on any plan. Now that's a great time to choose Pure Talk. Simply dial pound 250, say Mark Levin, and let their U.S. customer service team make your switch easy. Again, dial pound 250, say Mark Levin.
Looking for great food, great views, and a great time? Come check out DJ's at the Park, a bar and restaurant located right inside Townsend Park Golf Course. And just to be clear, DJ's at the Park is open to everyone. Have to be a golfer to enjoy delicious food, refreshing drinks, and one of the best views in the park. It's the perfect stop for golfers, park goers, and families. With the pool, splash pad, and playground all right here, it makes it an easy choice for everyone. DJ's at the Park. It's the place to be with special events all season long.
It's time for Trash Day Nose Yoga with Hefty. Let's transform sticky scenarios with a joyful scent of Fabuloso. Inhale. You forgot to empty your kid's lunchbox. Exhale. A field of lavender. Inhale. Stinky leftovers. Exhale. Watermelon in the summer. That's the power of Hefty Ultra Strong Trash Bags with Fabuloso.
Hefty, hefty, hefty.
Work has never been simple. Not building cities, not landing rockets, not keeping customers happy. Because the work that matters most crosses teams. It picks up context and changes midstream. It gets handed off, handed back, and occasionally buried in a thread called help. And when your customers are businesses, that complexity gets real, fast. That's the kind of work Front was built for. A support issue needs sales context. A billing question turns into an ops conversation. A shipment update lives in 3 tools, 2 threads, and 1 person's head. If your CX tools were built for simple tickets, they weren't built for this, because real customer problems don't fit neatly in a queue. Front brings conversations, context, and coordination into one place, so teams can see what happened, who owns it, and what needs to happen next. Because complexity isn't what breaks customer work, legacy ticketing tools do. Front, the only customer operations platform built for B2B complexity. Learn more at complexity.front.com.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
Right now, get a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small premium roast coffee. Price of participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
Did they pack the ramen, the giant 64-ounce water bottle they take everywhere, the hoodie they sleep in, the ring light, the gaming headset, the mini fridge full of energy drinks? Good. Now, did they get the Wi-Fi? Spectrum delivers the most reliable internet for only $40 a month. It's ultra fast for the daytime lectures and ultra reliable for the late night gaming. It's the speed they need to power both sides of their college double life. Oh, and make sure they don't forget to pack the laptop. Learn more at spectrum.com/back-to-school. Restrictions apply. Services not available in all areas.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
Our Q4 roadmap includes omni-channel training.
This season, it's not about their rules. Lucky Rebels taking the odds back from the suits. So rebels like you can make your own rules. When it's 4th and long, you're not made to punt. Bet the way you live, like a rebel. This season, bet on football at luckyrebel.la.
Making sense of your world.
I don't know where to begin.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Thanks for taking my call.
Making sense of the news. WMAL. Making sense of education. Because what's happening in your kid's school matters. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Don't ask him for middle ground. There is no middle ground. Talk with Mark Levin now at 877-381-3811.
The show has flown by, in my humble opinion. But then again, I'm doing the show. You know, gold entered 2026 after a historic year. 53 new all-time highs, record demand, an average price up 44% year over year, and it pushed past $5,500 an ounce in January. And it's been hovering around $5,000 an ounce. But the trajectory is clear, up, up, and away. And you've got little peaks and then little valleys, little peaks and valleys. That's the trajectory. That's how investments work. And so right now there's just a little valley before the next peak, and that's when you jump in. You don't jump in when it's at its highest. It's like real estate. You don't jump in when it's at its highest. It's like stock. Anything else, it's when you sell. That's not when you buy. And yet now's a good time to buy, isn't it? First of all, diversification. Secondly, you already see what's going on with Social Security in 6 years. That can have an incredible impact on the markets. And in my view, an incredible impact on the value of precious metals. And then when you look around the world, you can see a country like China with the second biggest economy, they're hoarding gold. So these are all signs you look at. And then there's the issue of diversification. Diversification is wise. It's prudential. It's what people do when they don't want to put all their eggs in one basket and lose everything. And that's important. And that's why I have gold. Now you can get silver too. You can actually get platinum. I buy gold and I buy gold currency. And I just store it. And you can also get it for your IRA, your 401k. In other words, your retirement account, actual physical gold. There's nobody better than Monetary Gold. Monetary Gold is highly rated all the time. They are transparent. And they've been around for 26 straight years. They're not fly-by-nights. And they are a very good company. We looked at them very carefully years ago. So call Monetary Gold today. Get your free gold and silver guide, by the way. And that gold and silver guide is the #1 requested guide in America for the last quarter century. Absolutely free. People ask me all the time, they come up to me, they want actual information about it. I tell them, this is where you go. You go to Monetary Gold. Here's the number, and I encourage you strongly to do this. And get your free gold and silver guide. And really look at diversification. Now is a good time. That's 877-NOW-GOLD, 877-NOW-GOLD. They're there right now, 877-NOW-GOLD. Or go to marklovesgold.com, marklovesgold.com, and he does. Again, 877-NOW-GOLD, marklovesgold.com. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional. But you ought to call them now and get the free gold and silver guide. And ask them all the questions you want about bullion versus currency, coins that is, and so forth and so on. And they'll tell you all about it. And by the way, if you already own gold and silver and platinum, they will talk to you about how you've positioned them. In other words, whether you're in the right product, what they see going on in the future, what might be a better product. They're there to serve you in all ways, in every way possible, and they do a fantastic job. They're very professional, and they're very consumer-oriented. So again, that's 877-NOW-GOLD, 877-NOW-GOLD, marklovesgold.com. Get that free gold and silver guide. I encourage you strongly to do that. I've got it right on my desk. It's terrific, and I know a lot of people have gotten it as well. Again, it's free, so you ought to check it out. Let me see here, Mr. Producer. Sorry, folks, I got a lot of stuff going on here. Hold on, everybody. There we go. Let's go to Ian, our buddy Ian, Frederick, Maryland, the great Sirius XM satellite. Ian, go right ahead.
Mark, great to talk to you, and you are so on target. There's no question, if the U.S. does these two things, it's over for the IRG. And that is, number one, they've got control of the air. So you go old-fashioned like World War II, and you drop information leaflets all over the country and letting the people know you're going to support them. And the IRG, the second they realize that the U.S. is communicating to the population, they're going to go into panic mode. And then you start arming the people. And then it's over. And then it's over.
And I would hit that Carg Island too, so they don't have anything to sell.
Well,
and we could always rebuild it. So the president and others say, well, the damage will be. No, we can rebuild things, but we got to win the war now.
Yeah, but I think the IRG, the second you start communicating to the Iranian people, they'll go into meltdown mode. And just by dropping it from the sky, they can't control it. There's no way. And I think it'll be a meltdown moment.
And get them the arms, for God's sakes. I don't get this. I really don't know why we're resisting this, because Erdogan says so. Screw that genocidal maniac. And who cares what Saudi Arabia and Qatar say? I mean, my God, it's just ridiculous. All right, my friend, I appreciate your call very much. The Israelis are in charge. They're controlling everything. So where are the anti-Semite Jew haters tonight? Where are the woke right neo-fascists? Where are the Marxist Islamists? How come they're not complaining about the Arabs? Yeah, right. We know exactly why. We know what they are. They know what they are. Israel doesn't have much of a say in this, apparently. And they ought to have a lot of a say in it, as far as I'm concerned. I want to congratulate Mondami's leadership again. Hate crimes against Jewish New Yorkers surge amid heightened anti-Semitism, and they're talking about Mondami's mayorship. Anti-Jewish hate crimes increased by 8.5% in New York City this year. Yeah, this is also, you're bringing in the Islamists. It's obvious what they're doing to Jews and Christians. Again, all you have to do is go on the internet and see real video of what took place in Spain. It's not just Spain. You look at these airports, women are getting beaten up. It's just grotesque. New York Police Department officials said Monday about 8.5% in New York City, which has the largest Jewish population of any city outside of Israel. They recorded 205 anti-Jewish hate crimes in the first 7 months of 2026, up from 189. More than half of all hate crimes in the city were anti-Jewish, despite Jewish New Yorkers comprising 10% of the city's population. I was surprised it was that few, Mr. Producer. But nonetheless, over half of the hate crimes are against Jews, and they represent 10% of the population. Because of Palestinians coming in, I'm just being honest, Islamists coming in, all kinds of crap going on there now. Just is, and I'm sure they're trying to depopulate the city, and I'm sure that's exactly what's going to happen. Yep. Then we have a very important op-ed in The Hill, which has gotten worse and worse. A retired public high school teacher and Jewish peace advocate said, I was excited. She was excited by what? She was excited to co-organize a summer series titled Challenging Zionism in Schools. You know, Mr. Producer, I don't want this to be a Israel-centric, Jewish-centric program. I talk about this stuff. I talk about Christianity. I talk about all these things, folks. But this is so over the top. So over the top. You've got a Jewish woman, in other words, a liberal, a leftist, wants to make sure that classes are taught explaining how terrible Zionism is. Zionism only means the right for Israel to exist and Jews to live there. That's all that it means. Now, there's over 50 Muslim majority countries. You don't hear anybody saying, I want to be able to teach about that, and I want to be able to teach that, you know. Sometimes I'm just speechless about this stuff. It's so crazy. Now, I don't have that audio cut in front of me, Mr. Producer, from the data analyst at CNN about Saeed and his chances. You have it there? Cut 6, go.
I think that tomorrow, Abdullah Sayed will deliver the biggest blow so far against the establishment of the Democratic Party, because he is the heavy favorite going into tomorrow. Just take a look at the prediction market odds. Okay, chance to be the Michigan Democratic Senate nominee, Abdullah Sayed. Look at this. He's up to a 98% chance, according to the Cash prediction markets, way up like a rocket compared to where he was on April 3rd when he was just a 28% chance just a few months ago. The bottom line is...
So what did that? What did that? The press did that. Because his opponent isn't that well known. But the press has promoted this puker guy. The New York Times on several occasions, CNN, MSLSD, the press in Michigan, they've promoted this guy. He's a Hitlerian, and they're promoting this guy. They're making him into a rock star, cool guy. This is the problem. This is the problem. It's no longer condemned. It's no longer looked down upon. It's no longer, well, what did he say? No, we don't do that anymore. Instead, they turn him into a rock star. They're turning all these nut jobs into rock stars, the media I'm talking about, which is grotesque. I'll be right back.
Mark Levin. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
Right now, get a $5 sausage and a muffin with egg extra value meal. complete with hash browns and a small premium roast coffee. Price of participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
Right now, get a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small premium roast coffee. Price of participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy truck C71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, the used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
What's Spectrum Internet? It's the most reliable internet to stream, game, and browse the way you want. It's also security to keep your whole family safe online. And it's adding the power of Wi-Fi 7 to your home so you're ready for today and tomorrow. That's fast, secure, and future-ready internet for your family.
pocket, son of a bitch. Wow, that won't let me post that. That's fucked up. Is that you just in my backstage there, Alpesh? Huh? All right. Have a good night. Taking a break.